Nah, I'd say no, that doesn't count as corporate marketing in that case. So, it's allowed. I'm giving it a pass anyway, no matter what. Because doesn't want people knowing, so to be honest, any kind of advocacy is still absolutely essential and required in this country and around most of the world. TBH. Sup. How is everyone doing today? Yeah, you two are in this together. I was like a sneaky, I can tell. Guessing we have potato vision. As long as you can hear me, then potato vision will be fine, won't it? Move the lamp closer to my face and maybe you'll be able to see me better that way as well. Who knows? How's everyone doing on this fine evening? Stream health, good. Laptop health. How are you so hot, laptop? I have 2 fans blasting on it at the moment. I'm just going to turn the fan up more. Because despite having 2 fans on my laptop, I'm not cooling it enough. Which is quite concerning. That's my view of the world. My laptop screen and this. Because, yeah, big fan. And smaller fan, less fan. Big fan as well this time. Because my laptop is so fucking hot right now. It's so hot right now. Randa would kill to be my laptop. Would love to be my laptop. It's too red. How do we look? Perfect. This is the look now. Faintly demonic. Ooh, at that angle it gets like a nice pink magenta. Okay. We'll settle down. We'll get this looking better. I'm sorry. Just the remote again. I found the remote earlier because I turned them on and changed the colours of them. And then I lost the remote. That's so good. That's wonderful. Unfortunately, my face isn't going to be the main appeal of today. That's. I can't undo my mistakes, guys. I've played myself. I done fucked myself. Oh God, I'm so spooky. Lighting. What's here? Ah, there's the remote. Found it. That's what it. Oh yes. Yeah. We can make this slightly less obnoxiously. I mean, it's meant to be pro streamer, but it's ended up slightly more like Amsterdam Red Light District, hasn't it? What if I'm a ghost instead? No, that's not right. That's atmospheric and chill. some vibey ass mood lighting. Oh, so everyone's saying, here we got then. It's alright Lex, alright Carrie, alright Claire, alright Rachel the vlogger. Epilepsy medication tablets, huh? Yeah, weed is amazing medication for epilepsy, isn't it? Sup Doodles, sup Laura, sup Mooney. Yeah. Doodles is still dying. I mean, not yet. One day. When I was younger, I genuinely like... I mean, we're going a very long time back now. We're going back to like 16-year-old Pete. Fat, disgusting and self-urgent Pete. And that Pete wanted to run a nightclub slash brothel slash porn studio. He thought that would be a really cool thing to do. Dumb kid. Dumb kid. Ooh, this peg can like just clip it to the desk. So I can like walk out to me for a moment and eat a chocolate bar or two. These Kit Kats, nice. Just done my usual thing of not eating yet, but I'll eat in a sec as well. Good chocolate. Just realised it says I've been live for 40 minutes and some people won't realise that half an hour of that was just music. I will be starting the proper subject. The first subject of the day. In 5 minutes. Just need to chill out for a minute. Get a few more peeps in here. Get us all vibing. And you can watch me seductively lick my fingers. Sorry. Very melty. I'm going to eat my sandwich fast before it gets warmer. Hope everyone's drinking lots, keeping themselves hydrated. I'm not going to say hope everyone's drinking lots of water, just hope everyone's drinking lots. Maybe you don't like water, just as long as you're drinking lots of liquids, you're all good, aren't you? That's all we need. You can say anyone that does join the Discord, I'll like a preview at the end of the session. You can chat. At the end of the session, at the end of the live stream. You can chat in the Discord and stuff, but you won't be able to like see all messages or anything. Just wait till the end of the live stream and I'll jump in there and I'll like verify you in there and stuff. Cool. Everyone here would like to give us a like, you know, give the video a like. Gotta get the algorithm going, and then we'll have a look at the Six Flags political test. Start the proceedings today. Should probably talk about what that is first as well. I'm sure everyone's heard of the political compass test or whatever. Like quite a few YouTubers have done it. Blair White famously did the test and then lied about her results. It's a really funny video proving it. Also somebody just answering the exact same answers that she gave to see the results it would give, and yeah, she lied about her results. Her beliefs are actually far less right-wing than she herself believes. She sees herself as this righty, but actually doesn't agree with conservative beliefs. Oh yeah, nail varnishing results. I just want to let you know about that too. Went badly. It was going almost well. Maybe it's the heat. The nail varnish just I put on some like almost 2 hours ago now, and it's still runny and liquidy and gummy. So that's a bit useless. You know, a little bit useless, really. Quite annoying. Yeah, there is just such a fucking lie. I really need to. Well, I recorded a video reacting to some of her content, but I'm probably going to redo it because I can do it better. It's not 100%. It's not my best quality content, and I haven't bothered editing it up yet or anything. So before I do that, I'm just going to redo it from scratch, I think, and make a much better video. That's the shout. Yeah. She made a video fairly recently that I knew was going to be trash the second I saw the title. And within the first 10 seconds of watching it, I was just like, wow, Blair, you are trash. Why do this? Why go to a Pride rally, Pride march, and ask people there how many genders there are in a really sort of like confrontational, bigoted way? Just have everyone there shit on it massively. It's amazing. Her own gun girl moment. I like it. Yeah, we need to do a video about that properly. I'll do that soon. Alright. Tesco BLT. Meal deal from Tesco. All Brits know. Every Brit knows the £3 meal deal. Tesco are awesome. They're so much better than our government. The amount of inflation has gone up and stuff. £3 meal deal. I mean, £3 since I was at uni. Uni was £3 meal deal. Still £3 meal deal. Still perfect. Oh yeah, I need to add now Tesco mukbang. Tesco meal deal mukbang. Well, instead of a political compass test, because the political compass test is highly flawed, a new test has been made by some guys that 6 triangles, and I'm going to do that one instead. So everyone says it's a much, much better test. Basically, it's been created to combat the flaws of the political compass test. No, I'm going to call you Rachel the vlogger. Asperger's, autism, I love chocolate. And my killer food these days I've discovered is Nutella. One of my favourite foods on earth. But if I eat it all the entirety of the next day, I'm in so much pain. Any palm oil, if I eat any nut oil, palm oil, the next day my carpal tunnel flares up like shit. And my entire hand will just be seizing and cramped for the entirety of the day. It's great fun. So yeah, I'm going to be doing this 6 triangles test, because apparently it's better, apparently it accounts for the flaws, and good. Okay. So, I see myself as being quite leftist, but I know I also agree with some quite right-leaning views. And my brain on a lot of beliefs is just completely torn. I don't know which beat this week. But I would see myself as being a bit of like a Marxist leftist, you know? think that. And so, yeah, I think I'm going to be very left-leaning, socialist, social liberal, Democrat, social liberal Democrat, because I assume me, with maybe a little bit of communism in there, I'm not sure. Now, based on my videos and how you guys know me, what do you think I'm going to be? That's what I'm interested in. Yeah. Although, I'm sure this test will also fancy ones, something like globalization and protectionism. And to be honest, most of these are concepts I only partially understand through context. Very few of them are concepts that I've done explicit reading on, or if I have done reading into them, where there have been like books to buy and stuff, like the original essays and stuff. I haven't been reading those, so yet to actually read Let Them Eat Bread by Marx. I've already read certain chapters of it. Actually, I read bits of it in philosophy at college, but chewing loudly is one of my triggers. Honestly, I can't handle people chewing loudly or with their mouth open. And whilst I'm always determined to talk with my mouth full, I always want to, I know it's a really bad habit, and I try and force myself not to. I'd definitely vote Labour, but never vote Green. Definitely not vote Green. Definitely vote Labour, because somebody has to take down the Conservatives. They have to. I need them to. Like, you can't live in a conservative society for much longer. The infinite growth doesn't exist. We're heading to complete destruction at our current rate of growth. Conservatives are shit and evil and awful. And we're going to be in a fascist dystopia at our current rate. My feather is heaven, I'll just eat it out of the jar with a spoon. Stick it in the fridge, water up, and slather it, and get Nutella. And just like slather a shitload of it, like a centimetre thick, on some baking paper, some grease-proof, stick-proof baking paper. And chuck that in the freezer for an hour or two. Nutella chocolate bars. Heaven. Oh. Is this the chocolate stream as well, where you guys see just how much chocolate I can eat when I eat chocolate in my life? Studying economics is so important, and economics is made so boring by the way most of it's taught, and by the way a lot of it's discussed. But when you find the way to teach economics is through stories, finding fascinating stories, and then explaining the predictive factors of it, how it could have been avoided, what can be learned from it, and then applying that to our own world. That's how economics can be made enjoyable. Honestly, I think more people will have learned about financial predictions and economics and stocks and shorts and things from movies and many other places. Driving a third packet of breadsticks is heaven. Don't care for politics much, or religion really. I don't really know what that means. Don't care for politics. I think everyone cares for politics, and people who say they don't care for politics don't realise how much they actually do care about politics. It's just you don't realise every aspect of our lives as politics. And if you care for the environment, you shouldn't vote for the Green Party. The Green Party are just not a good party. I mean, I'm talking UK here, and I'm assuming you're UK. Yeah, you are UK. The Green Party are not a good party in the UK. They're insane. They're categorically, clinically insane. They will never ever have any political power. I was literally saying this in the last stream. They will never have any political power in the UK whatsoever until they change their manifesto. But as long as they have their fucking ridiculous pay disparity pledge, which is like a 1 to 10 pay disparity between the highest earner and the lowest earner at the company, they have zero chance of ever doing anything. Because anyone with money will just make it so that they can't do anything. You have to subtly threaten the rich. You can't just overtly be like, rich people, we're gonna just seize the land, seize the money, seize the finances and take control. If you tell the rich people you're gonna do that, then you leave the country before you get a chance to do it. You have to be far more subtle about it, or do it in a brutal militant uprising. I honestly agree. When they tip people, I feel like they're the same person that's tip complaints and companies get more expensive fair than those. I was researching what chav is, and I'm absolutely no wise now that I was 30 minutes ago. Hello, Jezebel. Redneck. It's the closest thing UKs have to rednecks. Chavs. Chav culture is our version of redneck culture, but they are very different to rednecks, other than the drinking violence, bad parenting, fetal alcohol syndrome, poverty, being screwed over by the government, and poor education, schooling. There are rednecks, they just look super different. Well, they even look the same basically, they just wear different clothes. Our chavs wear tracksuits, matching tracksuits, and bling. They're going to wear bling. They love bling. And they're far more similar. They're sort of chavs are basically the same as Godniks from Russia. Like, it's not street fashion. It's bad, gaudy. Well, normally it's dirty and like stood outside for Weatherspoons. They'll be stood outside Spoons, smoking a pack of Sterling, Amina Fosters. They're pregnant and they're rocking the baby as well that they've got whilst their other baby's crying. You know. And now I'm going to get beaten up saying all that. Pet pigeon sounds dope. You don't think anyone can make a living out of philosophy? Look at Valerie Simonson. JK. But genuinely, my God, I used to think philosophy was a worthless degree, and then debate boards became the thing, and nothing gives you a better background or backing for debating the likes of Stephen Crowder, who loves to bring up philosophers, the likes of Jordan Peterson, who loves to bring up philosophers. Nothing gives you better armaments against people like those who are like psychological philosophers than being an actual philosopher, because philosophy and all the great philosophers of history were often mathematicians, scientists, artists, all sorts. Like philosophy has always been basically about learning and improving the mind. So I don't know. Philosophy is having its Renaissance era at the moment. Yeah, not standing for politics is a standard in itself, exactly. Yeah, Discord has Pet's channel. Stop it, Rachel the Vlogger. If you keep self-advertising yourself, you're getting fucking banned. This is like your 10th self-advertisement. It was funny at first, but I'm just getting, like, it's kind of cringe. Stop self-advertising your Instagram and stuff. Like, it's cool, like, fair enough. I gave you one. Everyone gets one. You can't just spend the entire chat and live stream self-advertising. I'm all for like bigging up other channels, but I don't know what your content is, so yeah, we just learn your slang from our watching your TV obsessively, whereas our TV is far too hard to understand. Genuinely, The In-Betweeners, watch The In-Betweeners, first 3 seasons of that, and the movie, and that will teach you. That's like fairly accurate to what like me and my mates in life was like during those years. Like we even had the whole Tenerife thing, where it was, oh, it was cringe. It was just cringe. Yates still a thing. Of course, Yates still a thing. Go down Yates all spoons. It's alright. Apology accepted. Thank you. Nah. I understand why politics maybe doesn't interest people. Everyone's political. Alright. Pardon me. I'm going to do this now. I'm going to go hit this website up. My laptop gotten hotter, but it has not gotten any cooler, so I'm just going to turn the fan up one more. Maximum fanage. You should be right. You should be interested. Like, why would you not be interested? I don't know why it was in your recommended. YouTube is a mysterious, wonderful place, basically. But because I don't know, YouTube's doing me a favour for once in my life. Recommending my content. Ridiculous. I have a question. Is people like Skins? Yes. Oh fuck me, Skins. Skins has aged really well. Skins has aged really fucking well. I remember like watching that when I was a kid and thinking, oh, life's like not like that, it's bullshit. And then I went to university, and if you've watched any of my older videos talking about like my drug shit and mistakes I made at uni, and whatnot, yes, Skins, that's kind of life here in the UK. Everyone's worse looking. The actors and actresses they found for Skins are better looking, I'd say, than most people in the UK. Just being a cunt. Just being a cunt here though, alright? Don't get offended, ladies. It's just banter. Just being a cunt, alright? Well, it's banter against the lads as well. Don't get offended, lads, either. Just, you know, we're not famed for being, well, you're not famed anyway, I'm not British. Not exactly famed for being the best looking of lots, are you now? Lost my grinder. Where's my grinder? Can't find my grinder. Somebody, get me a grinder. Not get me on grinder, get me a grinder. Where's my grinder? Found my grinder, lads, it's alright. Am I insane tonight? Possibly. Okay, is the website loaded? I think. by trying to type, grind, and everything all at the same time. Not optimal. Not optimal. Oh my god, yeah, but also, yeah, nah, we need this. Wait, no, not political comments, wait. Ah! Click the wrong link. I find the Pretty TV people all in Manchester, Essex, Leeds, I think. That's just where everyone that's ever on TV ever seems to come from. From that one season of Love Island I watched, that was where they were all from. Or Cardiff. Cardiff? Oh god. Fucking multiplicity in me, or is this you'll fucking murder me for that impression. Don't even start on that. I'm Brazilian. I'm light years close to the stereotype. You mean all Brazilian women don't look exactly like that? What Fast and Furious says. What Fast and Furious is documentary. I thought all Brazilian women look like Gal Gadot, who's like Israeli. She's really. Was she Palestinian? Have I just been really offensive there? Possibly. She's something. I think Gal Gadot is Israeli. It's like Gigi Hadid's Palestinian. They're probably not friends anymore. Oh, this week I'm going to finally do the birthright video. There we go. That's the other plan for this week. I'm going to finally do a fucking birthright video. It's going to be terrifying. Go away, political compass. Click the fucking link. My laptop is so slow. My fucking god. What did I type? Why did I type in flags? I am weird. I typed in Six Flags political test. I don't even know what Six Flags is. It keeps showing me the theme park. Is that like that really big theme park in America or something? Is that what my brain was thinking of when it typed in that? Of course! Right, 40 minutes, let us know that it's your birthday and you get one self-promote. There's that stereotype of an old Russian lady. Yeah. Don't know what happens, like, in Russia, according to media. Like, for half your life, you're a supermodel, 6 foot tall and blonde. And then suddenly, you're like this old babushka. Alright, that's exactly how it works. 6 triangles, typed in the right thing. Any thoughts on the female Doctor Who? None at all. I haven't watched a single episode, watched 100 different breakdowns, and from the non-sexist ones I've seen, it still sounds like a really fucking bad season that I'm glad I didn't watch. Doesn't seem. I've got. It's just Chris Chibnall. It's my own issue there. I got really bored of his writing and couldn't stand any of his shit, so fucking hated Sherlock. Piece of shit. I enjoyed like the first 2 episodes, I think. It was boring from then on. Yeah, not interested in giving a person like that my views, really. Am I now? Why would I do that? Give Chris Chibnall my views? Ah. it's already your birthday here, we're an hour ahead. I'm not sure that's how it works. Not seen Doctor Who since David Tennant, but I enjoyed how upset people got about it. I really like Matt Smith. Really like Matt Smith. His series was great. And again, like, Peter Capaldi, fucking dope actor, amazing guy, amazing actor. Chris Chibnall's writing, piece of shit. Watched like 2 episodes. It's like, you're a really good Doctor. This is too cringe. It's just quippy, bad. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the actress as far as I can tell either, and everyone's saying there is issues with her, just sexist, simply. On the other hand, Chris Chibnall himself, writer and showrunner, is a well-known sexist, transphobic, misogynist piece of shit. Just piece of shit. Who's awful at writing. And everything he writes is always the same and really bad. And he can't write different characters. Every character speaks in the same voice. That's one really clever breakdown actually I've seen of the new Doctor Who that just kills it for me, which is if you just do a script reading, just read the script without saying who the characters are, and it is impossible to know who's talking to who. There is no narrative distinction between how any of the characters are speaking, which also shows that they didn't allow the actors much ability to sort of like breathe and do their own thing. It was very clearly like a very tightly wound operation. Pops in, does her advertising, buggers off. I see. Ridiculous. Next bit of reference. What the fuck happens to people from Sheffield while they're flexing over the city? I don't know. Is there a big deal with Sheffield? Do you hear about Sheffield a lot? It's not even that big. It's a small place. Money. I don't know. Never been to Sheffield. Loading. Alright, we're gonna definitely do the long quiz. Definitely gonna do the long quiz. Alright, we'll read the breakdown first. Oh, I don't think it's time to have some Red Bull. Everyone from South Sheffield's. When did I everyone from Sheffield says they're from Sheffield, do they? I did not know that. Yeah, like the one person I've met from Sheffield probably did tell me that straight away, to be fair, but Brits tend to brag about where we're from when we meet other Brits, because all our areas are very distinct. The same way America has like vast differences state to state, but as far as I can tell, it seems like one end of California is fairly similar to another end of California. I don't know, I might be completely wrong here. But that's just how your media makes out to be. Here in the UK, it's not just like every county has its own identity. Every fucking town has its own identity. And often even the smallest backwater fuckwit towns, you mention it and there's a chance someone will have heard of it. Like, it's shocking. It's really shocking. It's weird. So if you're from London, you ever say you're from London, you'll be like, oh, I'm Cannon Town, you know? Claire's from Sheffield. Lots of Jodie Whittaker tenure. It's the Doctor has been based in Sheffield. Yeah. Yeah, Sheffield's meant to be a messy night out. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because Sheffield's known as a messy night out. And everyone in the UK loves a messy night out, but now everyone's like obsessed with Bristol. It's all about Bristol. Yeah, it's all about going to Bristol. Everyone wants to live in Bristol. It used to be Brighton for a bit, then Bristol, Cardiff for a while. There was a little while where everyone went to Cardiff. Yeah, we can generally tell like from the accent and stuff, but as I say, then from specific town to specific town, there'll be different lingo and slang and shit, you know. My partner, she's from South, and I'm from the South. Like, I live in the South, but she's from a different part of the South, and like we have different fucking vernacular and slang. It's ridiculous. What? You stop talking like I'm from London. What is the Six Triangles? Six Triangles is a political alignment quiz that attempts to place your beliefs in six triangles. Many quizzes use 2D scales where you are. For example, democratic or authoritarian. Authoritarian. However, some people may believe that the government should have little say in their lives, whether democratic or authoritarian, and thus they might vote no to both democratic and authoritarian questions. This quiz attempts to resolve that by measuring the combination of three attributes. While this isn't perfect, it aims to be able to give a better method of comparison than most quizzes. And I'm going to do this one. There's meant to be an even better one that's even more accurate. The same guy made this one, developed after this one, but that just adds further political complexity to it. So, I mean, this is probably going to be confusing enough as is, and 142 questions as is. So, yeah. Shut up, you squinny. What the fuck? Who the fuck's a squinny? Made up words. Control. People who believe in control believe that most industries should be nationalised and run by the government. Regulation. People who believe in regulation believe that the government must take a heavy hand in regulating private industry. Markets. People who believe in markets believe that governments must leave the market alone and not interfere with it. So that's the economic side. That's the economics triangle. 3 points of it. Personal freedom triangle. Freedom. People who believe in freedom believe that people should be free to criticise the government and leaders without consequences. Security. People who believe in security believe that the state must have powers to ensure that its people are safe. And truth. People who believe in truth believe that people should be held accountable for misleading statements and actions. Have a good night. Take it easy. Culture. Tradition. People who believe in tradition believe that laws should be in place to enforce traditional morals. Progress. People who believe in progress believe that laws should be in place to enforce the public good. And freedom. People who believe in freedom again believe that people should be free to choose whether to follow traditional morals or the public good. Shut up, you squinny. Such a weird word. Equality. Opportunity. People who believe in equality of opportunity believe that people should have an equal source to succeed, equal chance to succeed. Those who do the best with their opportunity are rewarded more. Outcome of equality. People who believe in equality of outcome believe that there should be limits to how much or how little you can earn to ensure that everyone is able to get by. So, Green Party on crack. And burden. People who believe in equality of burden believe that no person should have to give up a disproportionate amount of what they have earned to allow others to be able to succeed. Whinge means the same as a whinge. You bloody whinge, you bloody squinny. You blading squinny. It's amazing. It is a brilliant word, to be fair. Government. Democracy. People who believe in democracy believe that the popular will... Democracy. People who believe in democracy believe that the popular will should govern. Authority. People who believe that those in power should have absolute authority with or without the popular will. And minarchy. People who believe in minarchy believe that the government should be small or even non-existent. Foreign policy. Imperialism. People who believe in imperialism believe that their nation has the right to influence other nations for its own gain. People who believe in isolationism believe that their nation should not get involved with the other nations, instead focusing on itself. And globalism. People who believe in globalism believe that their nation should ally and influence other nations for the benefit of the world's population. Cool. Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Oh, gonna do 142. See, this way there'll be no faking. And this way you can oh god, I'm gonna be revealing how I think on things. Truth is relative. Strongly disagree. What? People should be able to volunteer for experimental treatment when they have no treatment and will die if they do not. Strongly agree. Freedom of religion is an important concept. Strongly agree. My nation should only help other nations when it suits our interests. Strongly disagree. Pornographic materials should be legal for the adult population. Strongly agree. The government must regulate the economy to protect the environment. Strongly agree. There should be no police force. Disagree. The government should never be able to prosecute someone for the truth, even if it's a matter of national security. Agree. Children of the wealthy should only be able to become wealthy if they have their own independent idea. Disagree. And if any of you want to question me on any of my results or anything as we go, feel free to. Or question me on any of the answers I personally give, feel free to. A nation must have strong leadership to be successful. Strongly agree. The media is biased against traditional values. Well, like Fox Media, like Fox News, like the BBC, strongly disagree. People should question the actions of those in power. Strongly agree. The government should not prosecute people for expressing an opinion. Strongly agree. Depending on the opinion. Yeah. Parents should be allowed to help their children succeed. Strongly agree. What? My nation should focus primarily on domestic policy. Disagree. A country without fair elections cannot be a good country. Strongly agree. There can never be a government without corruption. Strongly agree. I don't think that should be the case, but I believe that is the case of humanity. Any deals that another nation wants must be bad for us. Strongly disagree. There are certainly foreign nations that have made egalitarian offers. I probably can't think of any right now. I'm sure and I'm hopeful they exist. Maybe. There's no such thing as being truly egalitarian and whatever anyway. When we raise up those in poverty in other nations, ultimately it helps our own nation by helping another nation be less impoverished and self-sufficient. So it's all for our own good. Social media platforms should be required to remove posts which promote conspiracy theories. Promoting, yes, strongly agree. I love discussing conspiracy theories myself. I think there's a very clear difference between discussing and promoting. It comes down to context and timing, basically. Like discussing the big lie regarding the 2020 election in America. That needs to be avoided for a while, other than in the sense of actual real news shit, because that could just spread conspiracy. But in 20 years' time, people talking about it has to be okay. I thought that obvious. Who knows? Who bloody knows? Question: why are you such a dirty little communer? Lol, go on. Don't know what a communer is. If you mean communist, because the idea of true communism is just beautiful and nothing better than true Marxism. If we had total automation for all our farming and stuff, then people could still do farming just for the joy of it. if everyone chipped in equally, then we would be able to do all the pursuits and hobbies and activities and loves that we want. Anyway, what you say about poverty in other countries is the teach a man to fish adage rather than handouts. It's both. It's both. Both are necessary and essential. You can't teach a man to fish when he's starving. You can't do those things for them when they're starving, but you can pump the money into infrastructure, into building, into creating jobs. You can pump money into like the local labor force for them to create the roads, the internet, the infrastructure, for them to develop and get out of the trap. But that does require handouts. And I think it requires debt-free, interest-free, well, not loans. It requires handouts. Yeah, like it can't be here's $1 billion to build infrastructure, but in 10 years' time you have to pay us back $1.5 billion, as like the IMF does to impoverished countries and the World Bank does to impoverished countries. That just creates quantitative easing and fucks the economy a million times over. So yeah, it has to be actual handouts. Here's the money into your infrastructure, but on a scale not like on the scale that we do as a public each year with like Red Nose Day and stuff. No, it needs to be like a few million. It needs to be like billions pumped into them to help them out. The commune, it's a cool word. Yeah, cool. All people should get the same rewards regardless of their work. No. Even though, I mean, that's literally opposing Marxism, and that's where, like I say, it's a beautiful ideal, but I don't think it'll ever exist, so I'm not sure I can bother agreeing with it in some aspects. I would support a maximum wage. Strongly agree. There should be a limit to how many children a person may have to prevent overcrowding the earth. Oh, fiddly. Agree, not strongly agree. I agree, but like I'm talking like 8 children maybe as the limit, you know. Banks should tolerate more risk of disadvantaged communities given. Yes, fucking strongly agree. Yes, banks. Loaning from banks and lending from banks is all about risk and can they make their money back? And that's why they don't loan to young entrepreneurs in impoverished areas that might have an idea that could change the world. Strongly agree. Climate change is a real threat. Strongly agree. This year in the UK, we've had the most rainfall on record, and then the other day was the hottest day since records began for Northern Ireland. So the weather gets hotter, but it also rains more. I wonder how the sea levels might end up rising from all that. No idea. Freedom of speech is a very important concept. Strongly agree. International alliances are important to protect my nation. Strongly agree. Regulation cannot fix all problems in the economy. Strongly agree. Abortion should always be legal. Strongly agree. Speculations and facts which cannot be confirmed for certain should never be published. Strongly disagree. Gay marriage should be illegal. Strongly disagree. If given the chance, I would implement my ideology in my country, even if most people were against it. I would rule with an iron fist. Strongly agree. I'm being honest. The government is needed to break up monopolies and ensure there is fair competition. Strongly agree. It's just what about when the government has multiple monopolies that they own? What about then? Diplomatic options should always be tried before war is even considered. Strongly agree. Public utilities like roads and electricity should all be publicly owned. Strongly agree. Most or all of the economy should be nationalised. Strongly agree. Military spending is a waste of money. Strongly agree. It should be legal to scream fire in a crowded building when there's no fire. It should be legal to scream fire. It should be the outcomes of your actions that make it an offence. So say if you scream fire and that causes people to panic or anything along those lines, that's the crime. But the screaming of fire itself, yeah, it should be legal, yeah. A nation would do better if it did not involve itself with other nations. Strongly disagree. Cars should be banned to protect the environment. Strongly agree. Murder and theft should be illegal. No, theft needs to be you can't have those two together. They're so different. Obviously murder should be illegal. It's straight up. But it also depends what your definition of murder is. Theft, on the other hand, petty theft, petty crime, no. Decriminalise shop theft, decriminalise petty theft. It's not like burglary, like it's a bit different, so strongly disagree. People who are poor choose to be poor, strongly disagree. Those who work especially hard should be rewarded with more wealth. I agree to an extent, not strongly though. Some industries, such as the postal service, should be government run. Strongly agree, as long as there are also non-government run services available to use as well, which there currently are. Strictly regulated capitalism is the ideal economy. No. There should be no legal repercussions for supporting any ideology. What do you mean by support? What do you mean by support? Like, people who supported the ideology of Donald Trump having won the election, and they supported that ideology by, you know, carrying out the January 6th insurrection, well, you know, that form of support was a crime. Again, it depends what the support is. There should be no legal repercussions for the thought, I support this group, like I support Black Lives Matter. Doesn't mean I've ever done anything actually physically or actively to do anything to support the movement other than talk about it with my friends and, like, you know, a bit of raising awareness. But, like, you know, like, are we talking about thought crime now? Thoughts can't be crimes unless they're acted on in some way. Yeah, it seems like the Flag Smashers are the good guys. I haven't watched it yet. I probably will watch it, but I've heard about that stuff. And it's Flag Smashers, definitely the good guy. Although I will also say like the anti-captain, or whatever, you know, the new Captain America, not Falcon Soldier America, but the other Captain America. He seems pretty cool as well. He seems like a bit of a anti-hero, a bit of a tortured soul. So there should be no legal repercussions. Strongly agree. There should be no legal repercussions for using extremely offensive language. Depends on what the offensive language is, but not protected. So yeah, strongly agree. Like, love swearing. The media should be penalised for reporting false headlines. Strongly agree. Yeah, a fine every time they publish a lie as a headline. Definitely. Every time. A fixed fine of like £2 million or 20% of your yearly revenue, whichever is more. Something similar to GDPR along those lines, and very rapidly would see like the Daily Mail and stuff stop printing lies. For any economic problem, there is a regulation that can fix it. I swear I've been asked this question before. Strongly disagree. The United Nations should be more powerful. Strongly disagree. Neutral. It is important for a government to maintain a strong military so that it can have global influence. I don't think that's the only way to have global influence. Look at Switzerland. Switzerland don't have a standing army. Japan haven't had a standing army for over 80 years. So that's clearly bullshit. Strongly disagree. Anyone who says it's essential for a nation to have an army, Switzerland, Japan, like, two of the richest, most affluent, powerful countries in the fucking world. Like, are people fucking dumb as shit? Do you not realise your countries would have so much more money? Our country would have so much money, like £50 billion or something being spent on our military this year, or 70 billion or something stupid. We asked for 8 billion for our schools, denied. Something like 50 billion on our fucking army and cybersecurity and on building new nuclear weapons. Like, it's pretty obvious that money put into developing the economy, supporting healthcare, a failing healthcare system, supporting education. No, a military is literally not important. It's only important because of your view on the world and how twisted and corrupted it is. Japan doesn't have a standing army. They do not have a military. Switzerland do not have a standing army. They do not have any kind of military. That simple. Literally that simple. Ever since the world has had nuclear weapons, there's literally been no need for any fucking military to exist. What do you think men with guns, men in planes and men with boats can do against nuclear bombs? Are you fucking dumb? There is no need for any fucking military anymore. It's that simple. Nobody needs to die in the front lines anymore. We have fucking... Have you seen China's latest drone organization, drone like displays, where they've got like 20,000 drones performing like synchronized displays in the sky? What are your men in jackets, what are your men with guns going to do against that? When they have 100,000 drones flying at you that can detect each other's movements, that can detect things, and they just fly at you with a bomb strapped to them. Are you fucking dumb? You are. Oh my god. Do you know why they don't have an army? Do you know why they have to ask Europe and America to protect them against China? Do you know why? Because America forbade them from having an army at the end of World War II. Vice President, are you fucking dumb? What is this? One, no, you don't need an army. No country needs an army anymore. China can't actually threaten anyone. America can just say, look at our nukes. They only don't because then Russia says, look at our nukes. We are still living in the Cold War, ergo there is no need for any nation to have an army because there are nukes. And Japan don't have an army and have to ask America and Europe to protect them because America threatened them with nukes. You know the 2 nuclear bombs they dropped on Japan, you dumb shit? They dropped fucking 2 nuclear bombs, the things I'm talking about, on that country, and that's why they don't have a standing army. Because they said, if you ever build an army again, we'll nuke you. We'll drop a bomb on you. And you think, you're so fucking dumb. Exactly. Borders are mostly stagnant, they have been for ages. That's what makes Russia seizing and annexing Crimea such a weird fucking event. And they're only able to do that. Do you know why they were able to annex a chunk of Crimea and annex a chunk of the Ukraine? Because Ukraine don't have nuclear bombs and Russia do. And every nearby allied nation is not ballsy enough to say, Russia, no, don't do that. Or maybe we'll nuke you. Right, derailed by stupidity there for a minute. By the Japan should have a standing army, they have to ask Europe and America to protect the Pacific against China, has to be one of the dumbest fucking comments I've ever read in my fucking life. Triggered. Oh, wow. Actually one of the stupidest things I've ever read in my life. I'm guessing you're American. Only Americans this fucking stupid on global politics. Sorry, Americans that are my fans. But in general, you have a really fucked view on the world. No, because we're in a Cold War, and China have the 3rd or 4th largest stockpile of nuclear bombs in the fucking world. But no, nobody can catch up to them now. Oh my god. That's why the US should allow them to build an army. Allow them. We allow you, Japan, to build an army. You're allowed now. 1. Donald Trump pulled out of that deal, like, within his first move of the presidency, so they actually have been allowed to build an army for, like, the last 4 fucking years. You fucking dumb shit. In fact, what he did is he removed his warships. That's what Donald Trump did, is he removed the warships from that very sea. And Japan were like, shit, now we do need to rebuild our fucking army back up. And 2, it doesn't fucking matter. I get why Osana gets so pissed off when he gets comments like this. You're just so ignorant and naive. It's really painful. You have such a stupid viewpoint and belief on what armies actually do and achieve. They don't do anything. Again, what can human beings, men, do with their fleshy bodies against, like, mass-produced drones, each with little bombs strapped to them, when we can now coordinate, like, 100,000 drones to fly and sync together? The war is coming very soon, most likely, and it's going to be fucking terrifying. Don't sign up to join the army if it happens. You will just get ripped to pieces by machines that you don't even fucking comprehend because you're too fucking stupid. North Korea have no weapons. North Korea have nothing, and that's why, they hacked Sony, and to threaten them after hacking Sony, Barack flew a fucking B-52 bomber over Pyongyang, and they could see the bomber, and they had no weapons or armaments that could do anything against them. So, he then just quivered and hid for the next 4 years. Right, next 3 years, and then Donald Trump came about and he started barking again, and then Donald Trump was also just like, look, we still have army. If you do anything, we drop army on you. And he was like, I'm sorry. Mr. Kim, behave now. Healthcare should be a right guaranteed to all people. Why is that even a fucking question? The government should require people to eat healthy. No. Plastic straws should be banned. No. I support... What the fuck is the point in banning plastic straws? I am sorry, every plastic straw that has been not used since this fucking straw ban, well, all the effects of that were evaporated in the first minute of that fucking fire vortex in the middle of the fucking Mexican Oceans. Support regional unions such as the European Union, of course. Officials who intentionally deceive the population should be in prison. Yes. Intentionally deceiving the population when you were, say, a minister in the cabinet, a Matt Hancock, a Dominic Cummings, a Boris Johnson, lying, not correcting the record. We have this thing in the UK, it's this book, it's called The Record. Basically, in our politics, you're not allowed to, unlike in your politics where people are constantly accusing people of being liars, we have these, like, manners. We have laws and rules on manners in the UK. Very British. And that's why our politicians speak so funny, because they're not allowed to call each other liars and things like that. But when they do say a mistruth, when they accidentally misspeak, they must correct the record. And if they don't correct the record, then it becomes a political lie. Boris Johnson has now been called out on multiple counts of lies without correcting the record, and should be in jail, along with Matt Hancock, along with Dominic Cummings, along with his entire fucking cabinet, along with Priti Patel for encouraging fucking racist shitheads to boo England players. What a fucking cunt. Daughter of immigrants to this country, Priti Patel, Indian woman, and Pakistani woman, Indian woman, not sure which, and she encourages white chavs to boo our multicultural England team, saying that taking the knee is an offence. Taking the knee should be jailed for that. It's treasonous. Strongly agree. Our nation should never initiate a war. Strongly agree. Those who disagree with the government should be removed from... What the fuck? Disagree with the government removed from the country? But then how do you... Yikes, anyone who clicks agree on that is insane. Nations should cooperate with each other unless there is a compelling reason not to. Yeah. All governments should be held accountable for the international community for things such as war crimes. Fucking strongly agree. I do not trust the government to look after my interests. Strongly agree. The government should never break up a company. Ooh, strongly disagree. The government provides some important services for the population. Strongly agree. Facts are not real. There are multiple sides to everything. Like the alternative facts and the fictional facts. No. The government must be by the people for the people. Strongly agree. Society could not function without leaders and followers. Strongly disagree. We are not ants. We are people. Competition generally makes the economy better. Agree. Constant war is needed. No. Constant war is needed to make an economy thrive. No. Capitalism should fundamentally be replaced. Strongly agree. Capitalism as a political, economic, philosophical concept is broken at its root, at its core, needs to be trashed. People who spread misinformation should be punished. Depends on what you mean. Just spreading misinformation, no. Capitalism is better than any existing alternative. Strongly disagree. Look at the socialist framework of Scandi countries. Go fuck yourself. Everyone wants to be Norway. Like the highest tax in the world. That's socialism, baby. The government should not officially support any religion or lack of religion. Strongly agree. Fucking strongly agree. Keep religion out of politics. And we're at the halfway point. I'm going to have a little pause, read some comments, and have a drink and a bongo. Yeah, after yesterday's chill stream, today is heated stream. I'm still loving it, still having a laugh. I enjoy getting angry is the thing. Here I thought having some politics in the title. People go mad? Nah. Oh. Didn't say anything against drones. Should mass produce them too. No, let's just stop mass producing anything and instead put like trade sanctions on China to prevent their mass production of stuff. It's the other reason why armies and wars aren't all that necessary, because trade sanctions tend to do far more. Is it your military that fucked Cuba, or is it the fucking decades-long trade sanctions? It's not world militaries that ended apartheid in South Africa. It was trade sanctions, economic sanctions. It was fucking boycotts. Just do some fucking history. If we had fucking sent troops to South Africa during apartheid, do you think that would have helped? Do you think people would have respected and loved us for that? No. But they did appreciate the fucking munitions boycott, the fucking munitions sanctions, the fact that we stopped selling guns and ammo to them. That helped, trust me. That's why I hate our right bear arms people, because their reasoning is so they can fight the government, but your hunting rifle isn't going to do shit against them as your own fucking like defense minister, or like Joe Biden was just fucking laughing about it the other day. It was like, guys, we have tanks, not just our army. It's not our army that have tanks, not ours. In the UK it is, but you Americans, you fucking Americans. It's not just your army that has tanks, and Joe Biden made that clear. You got to remember, it's your fucking police force. Every fucking local sheriff's county has a decommissioned tank that they've like replaced the Gatling gun on, replaced it with a fucking high pressure water cannon, maybe a noise cannon, maybe like one of those new experimental fucking heat rays that your fucking police force is getting access to. Yeah, you can get out your fucking hunting rifle and fucking Colt and your Desert Eagle and see what that does to their tanks and their planes and their drones. Also, the whole like right to bear arms was actually not on an individual level. It was for like townships and communities to organise small militias, and it was also with the idea of single loading muskets that took more than a minute to reload at a time. I agree. I don't think they do as bravado in the dictator and he keeps in power for China. Yeah. Plastic straw argument is just placing blame on regular people for climate change when it's billionaires destroying the world with oil spills and shit. Yeah, literally, like some economists have done the maths, and 1 minute of that recent oil whirlpool of fire and death that looked straight out of a video game, 1 minute of that burnt and produced as much oil and plastic and carbon monoxide waste as like the entire plastic straw ban has prevented going into the ocean. So yeah, we can't do fuck all. We can't do fuck all against these people. Isn't Dominic Cummings an actor or something? Benedict Cumberbatch, I think is who you're thinking of. Dominic Cummings is like this vampire-looking energy vampire freak that didn't officially really work for our government as just like a scumbag. You know, just a scumbag, basically. He's just like an advisor. He's the current spin doctor. He's our current creep that just works. But it doesn't work for the government anymore. My president said the Northeast left-leaning, where he lost, should eat grass as they don't used to. Dominic Cummings is salty because he got sacked from his job as Grand Vizier and he misses the fetching hat. Yeah, basically. And Priti Patel, The Ultimate Pick-Me, another book everyone should read. Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism. You're drunk. Get a job. Get a job, you damn commie. I'm drunk. I need to get a damn job because I'm a comet. ... Right. Indeed. Don't know. Keep tipping the trolls. The government would probably be careful with sending tanks on its own people. The Western Tiananmen Square doesn't help them. Yeah, it doesn't. And yet, I mean, obviously not. That's why Trump lost, and yet he still has a lot of supporters. I mean, again, your government, if you're American, recently did roll out tanks against its population, did have Tiananmen Square, and a buttload of similar events occur recently, just this last year, as they were brutalising protesters en masse, smashing in old men's heads, fucking murdering their own fucking people on a daily fucking basis in your country, if you're in America. So, literally, Americans, you have no right to talk about shit like Tiananmen Square. I'm sorry, you have absolutely no fucking right. Zero. You have no right to judge the Chinese government whatsoever, because again, to the rest of the world, your government and the way that it acts towards its people is more barbaric, militaristic, brutal, and disgusting than any other country in the world. Pretty much. Literally, the actions your government takes against its people, using its fucking feds, using its reserves, using its no label, no mask, black boots, against innocent BLM protesters. We watch that and we're like, oh, America's like North Korea. I get it. America's just like North Korea. Like, you don't have any right to talk about a place like Tiananmen Square. Literally using heat rays against BLM protesters. Like, what do you mean the government would probably be careful with sending tanks on its own people? What the fuck do you mean? Did you not watch the news last year? Are you fucking stupid? Oh my god! I don't know why I keep asking that question. I don't know why I keep asking you if you're stupid, expecting you to say, yes, I'm sorry, I never got a good education, I'm here to learn. Like, and then I'd be like, alright, listen, I'll chill out and we'll talk and I'll teach you. Just to fess up, be like, I'm sorry, I'm really dumb, I don't know what I'm talking about, it's fine. It would be a crime against humanity or something. Yeah, you're stupid, it's just a crime. And no, it is considered a war crime. You don't need to be at war with somebody to commit a war crime. War crimes are specific acts using armies. What? The schools and media do to right wingers? Why? How do you end up not knowing what words mean? It's a... Oh, fuck. This is why people think critical race theory is a bad thing, isn't it? Because, like, they just actually are too stupid to understand what it means. Oh, yo, everyone start watching Dr. Rashad Ritchie. Fucking Dr. Ritchie. Oh my god, indisputable. Dr. Rashad Ritchie. That man is going to learn you some shit. He will teach you more than I could teach you in a million years. He's an actual professor and he's studying law. So, you know, teaches economic political theory at university, college level in America, New York, I think, and is studying law. Like, man is fucking smart. And try listening to people like that instead of fucking Ted Cruz, and maybe you'll learn how the world works. You can't listen to Tucker Carlson, guys. Tucker Carlson can't teach you anything, alright? He's fun to watch every now and then, but it's only if you're laughing at him. If you're laughing with him, I'm afraid to tell you, it's already too late, you're fucked. These terrible war crimes we committed are terrible war crimes because there wasn't a war. Yeah. What I want to know is how many Americans think that America invented the car. Apparently that is something they get. Fuck off. You lot probably believe Henry Ford invented the car, don't you? You fucking history rewriting, technology stealing cunts. Scottish. Don't give that to the Brits either. Scottish invention. Fuck those inventions and discoveries. Scottish. Scottish. It's cold up there and there's not a lot to do, so people have a lot of time to think. That's why one of the oldest universities in the world is from Scotland. St Andrews in Edinburgh. Scottish accent. Oh, okay, the new democracy. I need one more. Every American I've ever met has been an absolute legend. Every American I've met face to face in real life has been so fucking lovely and really cool. Because it's the Americans' passports that leave the country. Again, sorry to my subs that are American. If you don't have a passport, leave the fucking country at some point. Get out of there. You're there. Fucking love Evan. Evan's my boy. Evan's my boy. Then that's not my vibe. Yeah. Evan's like looks into UK life and culture are pretty decent. He understands us and he explains it to you Yanks very well. and explains your Yankish ways to us Brits very well too. He has become a true, breaker down of cultural boundaries for us. Sup, Debs? It's just insulting Scotland. So hopefully, you missed that. No joke, not a word of fucking lie. Every fucking American I met while I was travelling, absolute legends, but every single one of them had sewn a Canadian flag onto their backpack or suitcase. And they would all lie to the Europeans, and like especially when I hit East Asia, like when I was in Singapore, Thailand, Americans all said that they were Canadian. They would not admit to being American unless once it was like just us Brits with them. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, we're actually American," but like, do not let anyone know, guys, because like, they fucking hate us. The amount of Americans you seem to think Europe's like a country or something, I don't know. Right. Democracy. We're halfway through this test, by the way, but only halfway through. Democracy. So far, I feel like, I've been strongly agree with this, strongly disagree on most things, and it's all seemed rather obvious to me. And that's the thing. This all seems so obvious to me. It's like, how could you pick anything other than the things I pick? But obviously, people do, and that does fascinate me. And where I did hold really strong right wing, like where I've gone from being, the area I've been raised in was Liberal Democrat, but switched to Conservative, and it is very Conservative, really. Lots of old people, lots of rich people. My family, my mum calls herself a socialist and a communist, but and considers herself to be very woke, but at times really isn't. My dad calls himself a lefty and is your classic right-wing Tory, but votes Labour. He just doesn't understand politics at all. He's hilarious. He's quite cute, really. And so with that, and my granddad was incredibly Tory. So I had that upbringing, and we weren't allowed to talk politics at the dinner table, so I just didn't learn much about politics until I hit uni. And that was the year after the Lib Dems fucked us. I was the last year to not get the increased fees. And so I was quite left-leaning, but also very apolitical in the sense I just didn't care. And then, as I've told you before, I got wrapped up into that Crowderist, Shapiroist, Peterson-esque mindset of being a bit alt-righty for a while, being a bit of a libtard, to put it delicately, being a complete cunt, like, yeah, but although not as bad as that guy earlier, to be fair. And then now I'm this way, so I've been all over the spectrum, and as such, I think I have a good view on it. But I also am at that point where I'm just like, how could you think any other way? Yeah, USA is the world capital, they're world police, they're just everything, they have the World Trade Center, they're just the economic center of the world. Scotland was an island near the UK somewhere. Scotland doesn't exist, it's really Ireland. Facts, I knew it. I learned a while back loads of world maps specifically drawn to exaggerate the size of the USA and put its positioning right in the middle. What? No. That's fucked. All of our world maps have the UK right dead bang in the middle. If I even type in world map on Google, every map it shows me has the UK dead in the middle. It's funny how that changes depending which country you're in. But we even made GMT 0. You know, we even have, you know, fucking meridian time here, fucking Greenwich Mean Time, you fucking cunts. We are the centre of the world. London, Greenwich, cunts. Not the equator, nothing like that, no. Time zones are meaningless, centre of the world is meaningless, and maps are fucked. You need to look at a actual Mercator projection map to see what the world really looks like, and see how Africa was screwed. Because you look at a regular map, and Africa, the continent of Africa, looks no bigger than South America. You look at a real world map, and you see how India, South America, North America, Alaska, Russia, China, basically all of them fit into Africa in terms of land mass. But then there's also the Amazon jungle, which is like maps. The average map makes it out to be about 4 or 5 times smaller than it actually is. The Amazon jungle is so much bigger than maps show it to be. Maps are racist and economically racist. Basically, they show powerful countries as big, and they show powerless countries as small. It's amazing. The UK is made out to be much bigger than it is in world maps. Hilarious. New Zealand's made out to be smaller. World maps are fucked. Absolutely fucked. Yep. Wait, where were you doubted? On Brazil. Yeah, you don't have internet there. Trump did one good thing for the world, which is he got people talking and got interested in politics, which was a double-edged sword. But you know, it made people, and especially younger generation, more fascinated by it than ever before. But it has also caused more uneducated people to enter the space and start screaming their opinions out to the world. People like myself, and we get listened to for some reason. Dangerous. And then also really convincing people like the Petersons and the Shapiros to scream their opinions out to the world and corrupt people in quite a large way. Oh, my mustache is itchy. Makes sense about no politics at the table. Half my family gatherings would result in verbal brawls and family going home regardless if it's a 12-hour drive or not. Yeah, we do not talk politics at the table because, like, so we fled South Africa as well. Like, my family fled. We left South Africa. My dad left an incredibly well-paying job, and incredibly, like, we had a pimping lifestyle in South Africa from everything I've heard. I was only 2.5 at the time. Sold up, shipped out there because of the guns. Because of the guns. The school my mum was a teacher at had gunmen come in and hold the kids hostage with guns. Hearing shootings and gun violence every night, it was too much. There were no guns in the UK. We had family in the UK. We moved to the UK. My brother would love to move to America, and he, you know, he's one of those people who's like, you gotta have a gun. Like, he's always like, what's the first thing Hitler did? Took away their guns. First thing Hitler did, banned the guns. Oh, gotta watch out. Biden, he's going to take your guns, Americans. Got to watch out. So, when I went to Italy with my university band, anytime we would pretend we were not American. Yeah, sensible. Scotland is nice, but Ross Kemp went to my hometown and said it was one of the scariest places in the world. Ross Kemp, I'm here. I'm looking at some gangs. Oh, mate, this is the scariest place in the world. I've been in the favelas of Brazil. I've hung out with the Bloods and the Crips. I've been to the most deadly super jail in South Africa. But here I am in Scotland, in the mean streets of Cumberbatchton. This place, it's like nowhere I've ever been before. This shit's scary. I'm Ross Kemp, I'm real hard. And we're here to find out how hard you are with the Scottish gangs. I fucking love that as a god. Are you hard? I'm Ross Kemp. Oh, he's hard. He did this series all about, are you hard? And it was Oh my god, it was so funny. It was so funny. Just as, oh god, I'll never find the series. But just like Ross Kemp for a bit, like narrating these failed fucking bank robberies, and it's honestly one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, segued myself. I'm not joking. Some global educational resources are, as I said, maps like that should project northern countries to be big and southern to be small. Yeah, it just fucks like the equatorial line, but also impoverished countries, because like it makes India out to be smaller than it is, and does make out like China and Russia, but it makes Russia out to be smaller and China to be larger. It fucks over Siberia. Siberia is 10 times larger than it makes out Siberia to be. So it's not all. It's not. It's poverty based. Trust me. How do they make the UK look bigger? Asking for a friend. They just draw it bigger on the map. It is bigger than it. If you look at a Mercator projection, if you look at the world from space, anything like that, you see that the way we've made out that the standard map we use is a time zone map and a trade map that was established in the 1900s and is useful for the shipping lanes that existed at the time post World War II. It's had very minor adjustments to it since. It works with time zones. It's just a useful basic bitch map that isn't remotely accurate. Fuck off, moth. Moth attack. Fucking moths. Political lived experience experts. This town I live in is a house that has a huge light up Trump queuing on monstrosity on their lawn. I love it. Effing is all about the angle and lighting. UK users contouring and highlights. If you want to Biden can't steal your guns if you store them upstairs. Screwball rain. Glass case goes out. Ross Kemp nail varnish. You can indeed. Oh, I totally missed it. My serious answer to a total joke. It's really hard to read jokes and pick up your sarcasm in the chat, guys. I'm normally really good at that. But I'm really easy to get one over on, it would seem, in chat. That's worrying. Globe and flat one. the flat map and the globe map. All fucked. All inaccurate. All lies. Right. Democracy often allows the majority to infringe on the rights of those who dissent. No. The government should have access to the emails of suspected terrorists. Who do you suspect of being a terrorist? I don't know. I should not have to pay for things that I get no benefit from. No. Because you don't know what you do and don't benefit from necessarily. Premarital sex should be illegal. What the fuck? Prostitution should be legal. Yes, because when it's made illegal is when there are greater harms and danger around it. We must respect the sovereignty of other nations, even those who go against our principles. Strongly agree. There should be a national healthcare service, obviously. The government should run the healthcare insurance industry. Yes, they should. Not necessarily run, but govern and, I don't know. Marijuana should be legal for the adult population. No. Automation has the potential to give significant benefits to humanity, obviously. We should make products in our own nation whenever possible, obviously. It is unfair that the wealthy pay for tutoring for their children to pass standardized tests, allowing them to further succeed. Strongly disagree. That's not the unfair thing. The government should try to help the poorest people in society. Strongly agree. Police should be regulated more. Strongly agree. The government should not tolerate dissenting opinions. Fuck off. Foreign leaders who oppose our interests should be toppled. Fuck off. All drugs should be legal for the adult population. Strongly agree. Decriminalised at least. There should not be a minimum wage. Strongly disagree. People, strongly agree because there should be no wages and we should live in a free society. But people should have the power to choose their leaders. Agree. The government has no business looking into most people's personal lives. Strongly agree. The government would be best if people directly voted on most issues. Strongly agree. That is how we do it. Make every decision come down to the people. Every person has the ability to vote on every single decision. And what will happen is that people that care about certain votes will vote for those things. Just then also there needs to be checks and balances in place to make sure that there aren't like malicious advertising campaigns and things in order to push through like really dangerous bills and stuff. Checks and balances in place, and yes, overthrowing our enemies usually makes the situation worse than how it started. Have you heard of South America? Strongly agree. Foreign policy has little influence on most people's daily lives. Strongly disagree. Strongly disagree. You have no idea how much foreign policy affects your fucking day-to-day life. Have you bought food in a shop? Well then, foreign policy has affected your life. If you eat food and you're not farming everything yourself, completely self-sufficiently, completely off the grid, if you're creating all your own electricity, if you've got your own natural gas source in your farmland and you're completely 100,000% self-sufficient, then foreign policy may not affect you. But even then, it probably will still affect you on a day-to-day occurrence, genuinely, because the foreign policy is everything. Children should not be able to inherit anything from their parents. Fuck off. Protesting the government should be illegal. Fuck off. The government has too much power. Strongly agree. Those who take credit for the work of others should lose everything. What does that mean? That's a bit extreme. Those who take credit for the work of others should lose everything. I'm going to strongly disagree because that wording is insane. I would not want to live in a country where everyone had the same salary. The thing is, the communist utopia I believe in, I would want to live in, would have no salaries, would have no wages, would have no money. So yeah, I would not want to live in a country where everyone had the same salary. I strongly agree with that because there would be somebody not on the same salary. There would be somebody more equal than the others. It is sometimes necessary to ban some substances from the general population. I strongly disagree. All that has led to is harm. Well, substances. Ooh. Fiddly word, actually. Because I instantly go to drugs, and I start thinking of Portugal, decriminalised all illegal drugs, and made every drug decriminalised. And over the next 10 years, saw like HIV, AIDS drop huge amounts. Saw drug usage drop huge amounts. Helped clean up their health service a huge amount. All it's done is wonders for the population. But if we're looking at the word substances to also involve, things like plutonium, bit of francium. Well, I mean, yeah, you need a license to buy that stuff. Definitely. I don't think the general population should just be able to buy francium. Caesarium. Let's just take some francium to work. That won't end badly. Just allowing people to take... Just allowing anyone to buy anything they want. But, then again, I say that, you can literally make mustard gas just by... It's literally that easy. And anyone can make mustard gas at home. Like... So, I mean... Get a 3D printer. Print yourself a bump stock. Print yourself a fucking gun. Get a ceramics printer. Print yourself a fucking ceramics gun that you can take to an airport with your 3D printed... fucking bump stock. Like... We're reaching a point where it's basically impossible to decide what is dangerous and isn't dangerous, and it just needs to be determined. Like, I don't think much can be banned anymore. Just make it really hard to access it. Just make it literally impossible to access it rather than banning it. That can be done. And that's done through trade sanctions and through buying all the product and other sorts of stuff. So... It is sometimes necessary to ban some substances from the general population. I agree, but not strongly. Whistleblowers who leak classified information that costs lives should be prosecuted. If it costs lives, if it causes genuine life endangerment, and then lives are lost because of that whistleblowing leak, yeah, I would strongly agree. You should be prosecuted. But then again, why would that information cause the loss of life? How could a leak of information cause a loss of life unless it was on, military operation? And then that one scares me because I don't like the idea of whistleblowers being prosecuted. They're currently trying to prosecute the people who find out and prosecute the people who released the CCTV footage of Matt Hancock snogging the person he'd hired a few months prior, and the person whose husband was he'd also hired to be a private contractor for the NHS, our health minister, whilst all these lockdowns are going on, and he's telling people you can't even hug your gran, and he's there cheating, starting an affair in the Houses of Parliament. Like, that leak, they're trying to prosecute those people, and that's fucked up. So, neutral. People who get into power should keep power until they're forced to fuck off. No! The government occasionally needs to do things which aren't popular for the good of its people. Yeah, that is true. Sometimes the government needs to do unpopular things that are good because, like the government should have ignored the popular vote when it came to, say, Brexit. Although I'm not sure now, as I was saying yesterday, since the whole hijab ban and stuff, religious freedom ban occurring in the EU, I don't know. Wait, what did I just pick? Government occasionally needs to do things which aren't, but yeah, strongly agree. Trials would be better if put directly to popular vote. No, because the media can influence them too much. The jury of our peers is fucked as well. Court system needs to be reevaluated somehow, but trials would not be better if put to a popular vote. In order for humanity to survive, we must get past having separate nations. I strongly agree. We will not pass the next filter, the next barrier, the next stage of humanity. We will not become a spacefaring species, and a species that is able to harness and harvest all the resources within its solar system. We will not achieve that state without first becoming a unified planet. How can we expect to conquer the boundless depths of space when we are divided on our planet? Private schools should be banned. Agree. Strongly agree. Strongly agree. We should reduce our welfare program. What? No. The government is larger than it needs to be. Yeah. It's like, who is this question? Like, if these questions are written for Americans, I'd also say your government's larger than it needs to be, yeah. Popular opinion should have little influence on government policy. Strongly disagree. Smoking should be legal. Strongly agree. Companies that sneakily break regulations and a court should be disbanded. Well, no. Strongly disagree. First you have sanctions, fines, penalties. Sneakily break regulations. Such stupid wording. I thought this was meant to be the better test. This wording is absolutely stupid. What do you mean? It's too vague. There's not... Have you ever heard a lawyer? An actual lawyer needs to write this test. A lawyer with an economist with a political theory expert need to actually design a new version of this test, because the language, the verbiage, and the wording of these questions doesn't work. I strongly disagree. There should be no welfare. Fuck off! No. The government should be able to access the phones of convicted criminals to find additional criminals. No. Government intervention in the economy should always make the economy worse. Wait, government intervention in the economy almost always makes the economy worse. What? What? There is no economy without a government. government intervenes. Sometimes it makes the economy worse. Sometimes it makes it better. That's what fucking governments do. These questions are meaningless. I guess anarchists are out there, yeah, who are just like, fuck having any government, pure anarchy. I'll defend myself. I'll live by myself. I'll have my guns, I'll be fine. Anarchy. We'll police ourselves as communities and villages of no more than 80 to 150 people. And if anybody tries to form a village larger than that, then all of us as collective villagers will prevent them from doing that somehow. I guess we'll have to form into a village of maybe like 10,000 people to stop that new larger village forming. We'll just need and all our villages are going to be quite close together. We'll need to build some roads connecting them just so we can communicate and stuff. And I guess it's going to turn into something a bit like a city. We might need someone to oversee that, right? We'll each elect councillors. Yeah. Anarchy will never work. Pure anarchy is a fucking dumbass belief. We aren't apes, we aren't chimps. We can't live in an anarchistic society anymore. We can live in a Marxist society, though. That could work. I fucking love Thought Slime, but he considers him like a neoliberal anarchist. And I'm just like, bro, I get it. Less government necessary. But that word, anarchy, like, I get people have disagreements on what that word means. But if we break down just its etymology and look at the word and what it means in, like, a scientific sense, then no, I can't be an anarchist. I can't. I'll read chat in a bit. We're like 30 questions away from getting through this, so we'll read like 4 comments and then I'll whilst I'm having a bubbles, and then we'll carry on and get to the end of this. Didn't see my nails. The shit. Shit. I'm so pissed off. I'm gonna buy some more expensive nail varnish, because £1 Poundland nail varnish, quick dry, and more than 2 hours of setting, and they're still gummy. They're still so gummy. That's not a lacquer. That's not set. They still smell like solvent. Like, they've dried, but they've not even remotely cured. Not in the fucking slightest. Absolute piece of shit. Like, I'm so disappointed. I'm blinded. Yo. Still fucking... We've been streaming for how long? Like 2.5 hours, and I applied this nail varnish an hour and a half before the stream. What the fuck? Ew. Just coming off like gum. So that went really badly. Ooh, that's nice. So I'm gonna have to try nails yet again. I love John Oliver. John Oliver is bae. John Oliver is like, what if Stephen Crowder had more... Stephen Crowder? What if Stephen Colbert was better and had more morals and, like, didn't suck up to, like, Daddy Elon Musk and stuff, and Daddy Branson, Beardy Branson. John Oliver is actual bae. John Oliver is just such a funny, intelligent comedian, and his deep dives into various subjects have been the way he actually successfully combines humour with the severity and seriousness of some of the topics he covers is just amazing. His team is incredible. And yeah, watch every John Oliver. Essential viewing as far as I'm concerned. I need foreign policy when I order from Wish and Amazon. Does it mean copyright strike? What? What does what mean copyright strike? She's copyright striking me. Someone works 10 times harder than another, they deserve more pay. Yeah. Exactly. It is generally that fair. I agree. It's just, that's dependent on the society and the situation of everything. It's just, I can't explain it. I can't explain it right now. Not that one. In this exact moment. Of course I'm afraid to tell people. I don't want to actually tell people how to make mustard gas. It's too easy is the problem. It's a mistake people make accidentally every fucking day in their bathroom. People are stupid as fuck and accidentally make mustard gas every fucking day in their bathroom. I read Gunpla. God damn it. 3D gun plans. They already exist, they're downloadable all over the internet, it's terrifying. Snowden is a legend. Weirdest thing about the Matt Hancock leak is that there is more than one person who would fuck him. No, there's only one person that will fuck him. His wife won't fuck him. She hasn't fucked him for a long time. Because as we continuously, why would we want to become a spacefaring species? Space is empty of anything worth anything. Because as we continuously use up all the resources on this planet, if we don't, like, I'm just talking at our current projections of continuous growth till self-destruction, we have to do that. We will strip our planet clean of every resource one day if we don't become much, much, much better at recycling. And by one day, I don't even mean that far away, sadly. Wait, Pete, you're telling me the billionaire space race won't help us through the next great filter? No, it won't. It will improve mobile technology. It will improve mobile communication and stuff. That's probably going to be the main benefit from all the billionaire space shit, is I would expect things like global internet and Wi-Fi technology to improve in general, because that's the main purpose of most of it, basically. So hopefully they'll do something good. But most of it's just going to be creating space junk and shit, and yeah. That's one really scary theory I've actually seen. And it's what inspired that movie Gravity, is this paper that was written. And it's a projection for the way things are headed currently, and how we keep launching shit in space, satellites. And the thing is, like, the reason why Elon is so determined to get this technology, the Falcon Heavies and stuff, landing back down and getting the actual rocket and fuel pods landing in a salvageable manner, is because until now, every time we've launched anything in space, if they launch, say, a 2-ton, they launch a 2-ton satellite into space. To get that into space, it is carried by like a fucking 500-ton fuel pod, which leaves several tons of shit just and debris floating around in space. There's already so much debris spinning around our planet that NASA has to keep watch on and track at all times, because there are these like debris storms that fly around our planet, like in that film Gravity. That is a fact, not fiction, terrifyingly, those debris storms. And yeah, they
they're tracking them because they have to make sure things don't get in their trajectories, because they could cause, as it was shown in the film, this domino effect where they could start smashing, because they're moving these chunks of debris and satellites. They're traveling at hundreds of thousands of miles an hour. And they smash into other satellites, rip them apart, and you've got more shrapnel and debris. And yeah, there's a projection showing that within the next 20 to 30 or so years, we'll be encased in a dome of completely invisible shrapnel, pieces this small. And NASA are able to actually track pieces of shrapnel that small on their entire journey around the planet using incredible maths. They are ridiculously good at maths, those boys. But yeah, we're fucked. We won't be able to leave this planet very soon. So it's kind of worthless. Humans are actually dumb enough to screw up a whole planet and then fly to another one. Yeah. The UN is closest to the United World Government, but they blocked me on Instagram. And a few I knew in my public school would have died by their own acts if their parents hadn't been recommended a private school for them to escape to, as well as good therapists. Yeah, maybe. Most, yeah. Private schools are only necessary, though, because of fucking shit, piss poor public education. There is no need for private schools if public schools were better. Yeah. Mosquito. Can't support an alliance that blocks loungers on Instagram. Exactly. Fuck the UN. How dare they? How fucking dare they? Marxism, Leninism destroyed Eastern Europe pretty much. Oh my fucking god. Dude, you need to shut up. You have no idea how fucking stupid you sound. I mean, don't. Please keep talking, because it's really entertaining. I find it really genuinely funny having somebody say this shit. Yeah, wrong again. Stalinism, Eastern Europe. What the fuck are you on about? Lenin as well, but like Marx? No, they didn't use Marxist philosophy. You don't know what Marxism is. You actually don't. This whole neo-Marxist shit that you hear about and leftist Marxists and stuff. It's just right-wing buzzword propaganda, and it's a load of bullshit. They used to talk about like Marxist is basically the new word for communist or Jew. There's what the Nazis did originally. Like, do you know who beat the Nazis, by the way? Marxists, communists. Like, you literally just don't know history at all. You think Japan should build an army because they have to ask America for help. You think Marxism destroyed Eastern Europe. You probably think Nazis were good as well, don't you? You probably think Nazis were socialists as well, don't you? Oh, fuck my life. How are people this stupid, real? Also, Doodly, could you let Dante into your room, please? Because he's being annoying. Oh my gosh, you sent me some pennies. I will check that at the end of the stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so fucking much. If you're in the... I think you are in the Discord, aren't you? If you want a name colour change, let me know. And there will be a name colour change. The official name for that ideology is Marxism-Leninism. That's not... Still gooey. Yeah, America, whilst actively doing their hardest to sabotage any growing communist country. See, communism doesn't work. We told you so. Now ignore it whilst we undermine their government and like spread drugs en masse amongst their poor people and give them guns. Oh, communism doesn't work. The question about losing everything if you copy someone's work that you didn't understand, I meant, was that about copyright strikes? Don't think so, no. America could maybe sabotage some small country. It couldn't sabotage the massive Soviet Union any more than they themselves were sabotaged by the Soviets. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. In some ways, the debris storm is good. There, me and you, Mr. VP, would agree. Because yeah, forced ourselves to be trapped. Let's clean up our fucking mistakes. Let's look into the sea a bit more and clean it up before we try to escape. You called the UN the Antichrist and they blocked you for that. Just. Marxism and socialism is when the government does stuff. There's a PayPal link down below if you would like to send me some coins. And all coins are always appreciated. I should maybe mention that every now and then. Maybe one day I'll set up Super Chat on YouTube. Like, I just really need to call them. I tried emailing them and they were like, you need to call us. And I'm just kind of fucked. Yeah, I mean, this is the main thing between like just compare left-wing comedy to right-wing comedy. Who's funnier? Is Steven Crowder funny when, like that really funny skit where he got his friend to like kneel on his neck, but didn't actually kneel on his neck, like kneeled on his back? Like, that's his idea of comedy. I didn't think that was very funny. It's kind of really disgusting and got him banned from fucking YouTube for a bit. Like, that's right-wing comedy. Like, you can't be funny when you're in power. You can't be funny when you're the one ruling the world. You can't be funny when you're the one holding people down. Like, you can only be funny when you're the underdog. And there's no such thing as being right-wing and being the underdog. You love to paint yourselves as the underdog when you're on the right, but that's just a deluded fantasy completely. Oh, it's Iara. Sorry. Iara or Yara or Iara? I will struggle. Sorry. That's a cool name. Yeah, that's the other thing though. Like, I may just stick to fucking just using PayPal. Like, oh, there's a really good video. Again, Thoughts Live destroying like Caleb Morpland, Proud Boys, and people like that. But he's got some great videos. I just recommend most of like the last 2 years of Thoughts Live's content. Every video is done for the last 2 years. I would recommend. And his video on why conservative right-wing comedy is never funny. It does explain it really well. Like, you can't be funny when you're a really rich person trying to take the piss out of poor people. That's not ever going to be funny. Left controls the world's most populous nation. They're not the underdog. Wait, are you trying to say that China are left wing? Are you... Dude, China aren't communist. They're one of the most fucking capitalist countries in the world. They're the typical definition of fucking communist capitalism. You are so fucking stupid. They're the fastest developing, fastest growing country in the world. You are so fucking stupid. They are not left wing. They are right wing. They are not remotely left wing. They have a fascist dictator. You fucking... You're trying to trigger me with this one. I know. I'm not... You got me with that one. You're fucking true. You got me with that one. You're not stupid enough to think China are left wing. How could anyone is capitalist? How could the world's manufacturer, the world's factory, the producer of every product in the fucking world be left wing? I like the idea of exploring the sea instead of space because there is cures to diseases like ligma in the ocean. Yeah. Although, if we don't ligma balls, like, don't know what we'll do. Yara, 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 yara. Rrrr. South Africans can roll ours. Don't fuck with me, yo. The idea that the left is stronger right now is just like Satan from Sky. The left is so strong right now. Us poor right-wing underdogs. What are we gonna do? What's wrong with the mic? What the fuck are you saying? What's wrong with the mic? I just need a pop shield and this mic will be perfect. There's nothing wrong with this microphone. Are you insulting my clothes peg microphone? That is a lapel mic held together with masking tape. Are you actually insulting this? That's so rude. Every fucking government in the world pretty much is right wing. And all the left wing ones, like your Democrats in America, it's still fucking right wing as far as everyone is concerned. They are dengist. They allow companies, but they respect capitalism very little. They kidnapped Jack Ma just because they shut down companies easily. I don't know what that means, to be honest, at all. That was something I don't understand. Government intervention in the economy almost always makes the economy worse. Holy shit, strongly disagree. Guns should be banned for the general population, strongly agree. Consumer protection laws to ensure products are safe are important, strongly agree. Small government is usually better than big government, strongly agree. No person should pay a higher percentage of tax on their income than another. Fuck off, strongly disagree. No, tax the billionaires 99% of their income, including gifts, including income from fucking interest and everything, just and property, and just like take 99% of everything that every billionaire owns. Most of the world's issues cured. Done. Redistribute. Happy days. You should be able to become rich if you work harder than everyone else, regardless of how wealthy your family was. Shouldn't be able to become rich in my perfect world, but in this world, yes. Oppression by corporations is a much more real threat than oppression by the government. No. Everything that can be left to the free market should be. No. No, because like you could leave roads to the free market, you could leave the water bill to the free market, you could leave, as they do in places like America, and that's why you have towns like Flint, and where you drink like brain-eating bacteria from your tap water. You don't even have to drink it, you just have to have a shower, and brain-eating amoebas go through your eye and eat your brain. The economy should consist of private companies with some regulations to ensure fair competition. That's not all the economy should be. No. It's this vague idea of the economy. This mystical the economy. Government-owned industry is usually a bad idea. I mean, no. Lots of industries owned by the government are good, like the trains, you know. Look at Japan's train infrastructure, all government-owned. Doesn't everyone wish their trains ran like Japanese trains did? Where, like, if a train is even half a minute late, the train operators will issue you a formal apology and a note to take to your boss to apologize for the half minute that the train was late. So, no, I strongly disagree. Society requires that some people must have power over others to function. It doesn't require it. Capitalism has problems. What? Hey guys, like, you know how like deep and shit it's getting, right? Right? Capitalism, yeah, it has problems. Yeah, I strongly agree. Yeah. Government Should monitor all citizens to combat terrorism. No, fuck off. The media should report facts even when the media disagrees with the implications of them. Yeah, strongly agree. The population can protect itself better than the government can protect it. No, not at this stage anymore. Once upon a time. It should not matter who you are, only what you can do. Yes, strongly agree. As Mewtwo would say, I see now. It matters not the circumstances of one's birth, but what one does with the gift of life that truly determines who you are. Mewtwo, the year 2000. Pokemon, the first movie. The wealthy have far more than they need. What are these fucking questions? I care that other nations respect my nation. I don't care. Government should almost always follow the majority opinion. Or, so earlier it was like the government should do what the population wants it to do. Now it's like, but that was like always. Now it's like almost always. I mean, almost, yeah, they should almost always do what we tell them to do. Almost always, yes. If you have nothing to hide, you should have nothing to fear from the government monitoring your communications. No. No. Doesn't matter if you've got nothing to hide, you should still fear them monitoring your communications and what they can do with that knowledge. The government should not regulate the economy at all. Go fuck yourself. How dumb is that? Excessive government intervention hurts the economy. This is like, it's asked me pretty much the exact same question in like 4 different fucking ways. 144 different questions. No, my ass. Excessive government intervention hurts the economy. I mean, yes, excessive intervention does. The world would be better off if countries, except when it doesn't. The world would be better off if countries diplomatically united into a single world government. Obviously, the world would be better if every nation managed to diplomatically, democratically agree to form a one world government. Do you think that would make the world better? Oh yeah, I totally forgot that I didn't switch scene. I'm an idiot. Soz. Soz. So quickly, your questions. This is what you've been saying. Yeah. Enjoy your shower. I'm not going to argue about what dengueism is when I don't know what it is. I'm not going to do what you do and talk about things that you have no knowledge about at all in the slightest. You don't know much, but you like to talk as though you do. You like to bring up subjects and topics that you know literally nothing about. I don't know much. I've never heard of dengueism. So I'm going to say I've never heard of it and I don't know what it is. I still know probably somehow more than you about it, despite that fact. Because you probably heard about it and then misinterpreted it because you're a fucking idiot. China is a state capitalist country. Yeah, it's very right wing. My US city's water treatment, which finally reached the late 90s level of filtration in 2008. No idea when they'll have the money for 2018. Probably 2014. Bye, Debs. Capitalism is not a problem. It is the problem. Yeah, we need more general education on how a country's economy works differently to a personal budgeting. But knowledge is power, and governments don't want educated populace. They want obedient workers. Yeah, it's fascinating. Both the US and UK education rates have been going down. The average reading level has been going down for the last 30 years. And what a surprise that fascism has been rising. What a surprise that Nazis have been rising. You know, like. Are we surprised that as literacy levels go down, yeah, fascism and corruption increase? Is that any surprise? As literacy levels go down, literally, British education, you can observe it very easily, has been markedly worse since Margaret Thatcher, since the Thatcher years. Literacy levels have been going down ever since. Math levels have been going down ever since. The average reading and writing age has been going down ever since. Ever since we've also been having the right wing grow and grow. Groups like the EDL form, groups like the BNP, groups like UKIP. It's almost like when people are stupid, it's easier to make them scared of foreign countries. Sad. A nation without a military is a weak nation. Lol. Again, a Japan week, a Switzerland week. Switzerland, the home of the IMF and the World Bank. Switzerland, economically, the most stable, wealthiest, safest, best, most powerful country in the world. Japan, most technologically advanced, economically stable, self-sufficient, fucking makes our countries literally look like we're stuck 30 years in the past. Are they a weak nation? Or do they have incredible levels of patriotism, pride, social strength? Nation without military is a weak nation. Strongly disagree. We should have national religion. Fuck off. Go. No. There should be no billionaires. Yeah. We should put effort into expanding civilization beyond Earth. I don't really agree, no. Foreign aid is a waste of money. No. The government should have no say in how people live their lives. I mean, the government should have no say in how people live their lives to an extent. So I'll disagree. Like, the government should be telling people, don't murder people. We do need laws. I wish we didn't, but we do. What? Carrie, way to go and prophesize the end. How is that a political question? That's not a political question. That has nothing to do with politics. Can we stop trying to associate this question with politics? That done gone pissed me off, and I wish I'd just done the. Everyone online was saying this is a better version. Everyone on Reddit was saying this is a better version. How's this a political question? It's like, I get it now. God, I was such a twat a little while ago because that just triggered me. I actually got pissed off. I was like, what the fuck? Why did that need to be there? Why did you need to go and do that quiz? I finally get it. I finally understand what I used to do to people. I totally get those comments that were like watching, because I got comments on like my old dissociative videos where people like, I fucking love everything about this video except that bit where you call people transgenders. And I was like, it took me so long to understand. And I understood this, and I understood it months ago when I made that apology video. But this is the first time it's like I've felt it. Just like doing a thing that I'm like enjoying, but it's also riling me up. And then suddenly it's like, why is that even? This is a political quiz. This has nothing to do with politics. There's nothing political about that question whatsoever, in the slightest whatsoever. And if you even try to argue that one, I am just going to fucking ban you from chat for a minute or two because I can't be fucked. Fucking why? Does it matter? Should be the answer. Carrie, well done. Fucking spotted. No, we need to interpret these mystic symbols. I picked the wrong one. The fucking like graph you get in the political compass is way easier. Okay. Don't have to interpret hieroglyphics. We do get words and numbers. So in economics, I believe in control over free markets and regulation. In personal freedom, I believe in fanatic anti-security. I believe in the truth and freedom and not security, whatever that means. Culture, I believe in freedom, progress and freedom. Fuck tradition, apparently 0% of me is traditional. Fuck tradition, fuck security, fuck regulation and markets. What do I mean? I like economic control. Yeah, I do want economic control. I want the economy to stop growing and become stabilized. Economic growth is fucking awful. I do want control. Yeah, that actually got me dead on. That's right. I do want regulation and control over free markets. I am about personal freedoms and security. I don't know. Culture, tradition. Yeah, fuck freedom. All about freedom and progress. Fuck tradition. Equality. I'm anti-burden. So I'm all about equality of outcome. Yeah, I fuck that burden idea and opportunity. Yeah, I believe in equality of opportunity greatly, and I believe in equality of outcomes. I'm a good person, I'd say. Government, I'm anti-authority. I believe in democracy and minimal government, and don't want an authoritarian government. Hey, this has got me pretty on, actually, even with its bigoted end question. Foreign policy, globalism. I don't like imperialism at all. I don't think we should be isolationists, and I believe we should be globalist. Isolationism, so imperialism is believing in your country being strong and sovereign, but meddling in foreign affairs. Isolationism is being strong and sovereign and keeping to yourself. So, like, the Cuban government is accidentally isolationist. The American government is imperialist. The Norwegian countries are socialist and globalist. Scandi countries, globalist. Brexit is isolation. No, well, yeah, actually, yeah, because we were also saying less imperialism too. We were saying isolationism, get out of wars, close up our borders, yada, yada, yada. Brexit is all about isolationism. Economic growth is the reason we have good lives, you're right, but economic growth is literally the thing that heading us towards destruction, as every single economist in the world right now is pointing out and screaming at us continuously that if we follow our current trajectories of growth, we are heading towards a not just like a fucking credit crunch or a fucking market crash. No, we're heading towards drastic poverty levels, as we're already seeing poverty is on the rise again. We're heading towards a drastic economic crash in the 2050s. Interventionist. Dude, do you want to stop being really stupid now? The American country isn't imperialist, it's more interventionist. Do you want to try to stop being stupid now? Please, 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 please stop being stupid. That, like, you've said a lot of stupid things in the chat tonight. It's funny, when I was talking about, like, reading out stupid comments and stuff, I was talking about a comment I got on a video. You have accidentally become the title of this video. What the fuck? Wow, I'm screenshotting that before you delete it. That's so funny. It's so stupid. I've honestly not seen much stupid as that in my life. American country isn't imperialist, it's interventionist. Yeah, we just intervene when we're needed. We're always intervening in all the bad stuff. No, I clicked a thing. I didn't mean to click a thing. That comment is going to make it into the thumbnail for this video. That tickled me. That tickled me. We're not imperialist, just interventionist. Consider me tickled. Thank you so much for keeping me continuously tickled, dude. I don't actually dislike you. Please continue to come join these streams. I've called you an idiot, but I mean, as any of my subs can tell you, I call them idiots a lot as well. Idiot's a term of endearment. I couldn't hate you. I used to think very similar things to you. I laugh and get annoyed at you because I recognise stupidity of... For me, I hear my own words coming out of you from like 2 years ago. It's cringe as fuck. And it's fascinating. And if you actually check out more intelligent people than me, like Sanabi, Thought Slime, Big Joel, T1J, they can educate you on these subjects so much better. Dr. Rashad, Richie, fucking the Damage Report, fucking Majority Report, Sam Cedar, fucking Shank Young Turks. Just get on that educational shit now. Get off your fucking right-wing tube and get into bread tube, get into left tube. It will save your life, bro. It will save all of our lives, because it's only that way that we might eat the rich at last and save the fucking planet. I'm not even joking. Not even joking. I have genuine hopes for you. Interventionist would imply more that it's intervening all the time, just shoving it to whatever situation or conversation there is, annoying the crap out of everyone. Yeah, which is what America does. They do intervene, but they also create the problem in the first place by, you know, selling the weapons to the country that they then have to go intervene with. Bro, isn't patriotic to just ignore all the bad shit your country does? I'm American, and America's imperialist, and it's done harm to other countries on purpose. Exactly. The most patriotic thing you can do is hold your own country and your own government to account. A very patriotic... If you love your country, you should hate your country too. Love it for all the good it has done, and hate it and despise it and disdain it for all the bad it has done. You only deserve to love your country if you hold it to account, and hate it for the shit it has done to other people, yourself, and other countries too. Otherwise, you're a massive fucking hypocrite. And stupid, to put it simply. Just stupid. Like, I'm sorry, it's the only way I can think of it. Like, to think other way. But again, I was stupid. Everyone's stupid. We're all fucking stupid. Everyone here. We are. Even the smartest people on this planet are fucking stupid. Just sum up. I'm not doing this test, and I'll try the other one instead. Yeah. Pete right now is literally just like 16-year-old me, like 6 years ago when I was in 11th grade history class in high school during debate sessions on why our country isn't the best. Yeah. It's nice getting like worked up about something like this. It's fun. Do you believe in the word? As a Cold War term, Third World is correct and logical. First World means us and allies. Second World means Soviets and allies. Third World means non-aligned. But you know that that's not what anybody thinks it means at all. They think Third World means shithole country, as Trump would say. They think third world country means Africa, South America, India. They think it means poor place. And also, lots of these countries didn't align themselves to the Soviets or whatever the fuck you said. Third world is not aligned. Nobody's ever used it. No, you're dumb. That's not where the term comes from. You're just making shit up now, or you've heard somebody say that and you've believed that. You know. Right. I'm gonna have another bong, and then I'm gonna read you guys this dumbass comment I got earlier. It's just that day today, isn't it? Obviously, me just being mean. I spent Friday, no, I spent Thursday and Sunday chilling out, and now Monday I'm back to being a dickhead. Fucking dickhead, mate. Sorry, that's the fan. Oh, sorry. You're gonna have to deal with that noise for a little while. I'm so sorry. My bad. Sorry. There's like a 1 minute delay between us. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I am sorry. I am so sorry. Sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. No, it's the bigger fan. I've got 2 fans on my laptop at the moment, trying to keep it cool. If I had to guess, I'd say my laptop is probably about... I mean, it's too hot to touch. Basically, it's about as hot as, like, a plate would be when it's been in the microwave for a few minutes. Too hot to touch. Then I have asbestos fingers. And it has 2 fans on it. What the fuck, laptop? It's actually going to explode one of these days soon. Holy shit. Not good. Fuck off. Guys, does anybody know of like a natural moth repellent that will just stop moths coming in my room? Or like I just need to buy one of those lights that purposely attracts bugs to kill them. Because bugs, fucking bugs, they be stressing me out. I'm just gonna read this comment from my phone instead of trying to show it to you guys. Else we're gonna be here forever waiting for my laptop to load. And like, I know I definitely said that we'd be talking about weed today, but we're going to do that another day, I think, because of how long this has gone on. And I'm just going to read this comment to you guys, chill for a little bit, and then probably boogie, because it's like 1:30. I had netting over the windows, and the problem is it just like traps the air in here too much. It's just actually impossible to even breathe. Like in this room, if there's a net over the window for some reason, I don't know why. 5th floor of the house. This is a 5th floor room, 5th story. So it's warm in here. Hey guys, can you stop flirting in my chat? You're creeping me out. If you're messaging on Insta, go flirt on your Insta. Jesus, chat, come on. Come on, chat. Stop hooking up in my chat. Not cool. Don't make Granddad tell you off now. Come on. Behave, kids. Behave. I'm using this all wrong. Like, it's a clothes peg. What if I have it pegged? I've pegged myself. I'm perfect now. Can you send me the fanfic? Who's it a fanfic about? Depends on who it's a fanfic about. Don't send me the fanfic as a like tell me who the fanfic's about. Let me find this fucking message. Not a message, comment I received earlier today that just triggered me. Fucking triggered me. I love using the term triggered. Misusing it, basically. I love misusing it now. It's definitely my favourite term to misuse, I'd say, these days. Yeah, funny, I actually discussed some of my actual genuine triggers in my appointment today. Talking to my new psychiatrist, or my new extra psychiatrist, and it was really cool. It was awesome. Something really fascinating. Dissociate. Send. 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 That sounds hilarious. If it's funny. If it's I mean, all fanfic is funny to me. You may get judged though. I'm pretty sure there already are some Bernie fanfics, no joke. Oh, so I got this on my old auric healing bullshit. What's the video called? Like, this psychic counselor wants you off your meds and wants you dead, or something or another. Video. It's quite an old video of mine. Really old video of mine. Doesn't get recommended anymore. It's a good video. You guys would like it. Hint, hint. It's all about insane people convincing parents to take their children off their medication, give them psychic healing and shit. Yeah, typical pseudoscience scummery. And this comment I got 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago. Whew. Set me off, yeah. It just set me off, guys. Fucking set me off. It was the hypocrisy, belligerence, arrogance, them calling me snarky whilst leaving like the most absurdly hypocritical snarky comment I've ever read in my fucking life. I mean, not the most. I think the most hypocritical comments were like the people from like the DD fans being like, "You're such an awful person. How could you say nasty things to somebody with mental health issues? I hope you kill yourself." Those are my favourite nasty hypocritical comments, definitely. Fucking hell. I had to put someone through a disciplinary and fire them for constantly scrolling a fanfic site at work like most of the day. Jesus. Whew. Glad you weren't my boss when I was 18. Unmedicated 18-year-old Pete did stupid things at work. Just like, had really bad internet at home, had really good internet at this workplace. Everyone I worked with would go out for these really long 2-hour office lunches. I was very horny. It's 12 years ago. Alright? I'm a changed person. Surely everyone's had a work wank, right? Anyway, the snark here is suffocating. I was on extremely high levels of anti-anxiety meds and antidepressants for 8 years. I started because I was near suicide. I grew up with learning disabilities on the Asperger's spectrum, nervous tics, mild Tourette's. That's a mild Tourette's? No, like, surely your tics weren't, like, no, they were Tourette's tics, whatever. I quit cold turkey on my own over about 3 months of tapering down once I got more in tune with myself. So that's not cold turkey, that's tapering. I met an astrologer and studied under her. ... Archetypes, depth psychology, symbols, art. All of it expanded my perception, opened up my view of reality through looking deeper into my world, into myself. Yeah, the problem is, like, whoever's writing this comment, it's like, I did LSD and mushrooms 10 years ago, I've done all this already. It's all a load of nonsense and shit. That led me to human design. There is no single tool more powerful that I have ever come across that has helped my healing and realignment journey than human design. Here we get an advert. This is definitely, like, these human design or healing nutters are the only people to ever comment on this old video of mine, and I'll maybe get a comment on it like once a month from some nutter, and they're always being like, you just don't know, you just don't understand, I pray for you, but you're a really shit person too. So good, they're so good. Also the mucoid plaque videos, like, check out the mucoid plaque videos if you're one of my new subs or whatever and you haven't seen my mucoid plaque videos. Please type in, after this live stream, mucoid plaque, MUCOID space PLAQUE, and Granddad's Lounge. Obviously, watch my video on it, don't watch anyone else's video. If you do, I'll hate you. Genuinely. /gen /SER serious /serious /SRS serious. So nothing's helped her healing and realignment journey. Got to realign those chakras in human design. That being said, Instagram and YouTube are full of assholes who claim to know but don't know what they're talking about when it comes to human design. No responsible or experienced analyst would ever make such claims that you don't have ADD or ADHD, to drop your medications, you shouldn't be this or that, blah blah. So no responsible or experienced analyst who works with human design ever do that, okay? Ever would ever tell me to drop my medications, okay? Ever. TLDR, you're basically fighting a straw man here. Woo-woo imposters claiming to be human design experts. No, I had made a steel man. I made a very strong steel man that I destroyed. Woo-woo imposters claiming to be human design experts, misleading people left and right. No wonder you were so disdainful and spiteful. Your meds wreaking havoc on your consciousness, deadening your inner perception, and false teachers saying misleading nonsense. Oh, so you're saying I should probably drop my medications based on that paragraph there? Your victim mentality and your identification with your disorder is hindering you greatly. No, one of the greatest things in my life ever for getting better, the factor in enabling and starting my recovery journey, I'm not going to call it a healing journey, my recovery journey, because the second you use the term healing, cuts heal, scratches heal. You know, you cure cancer. Cancer doesn't heal, you cure cancer. You don't ever heal ADHD or bipolar. And you may one day recover from your trauma, but you can never heal your trauma. Okay? Words have meaning. Using healing in that manner implies Christianity, religiosity, bullshit. Your victim mentality and your identification with your disorder is hindering you greatly. Attaching to that is tying an anchor to yourself. If you want to stay like that forever, by all means, and keep scoffing and deriding anyone you come across who suggests that freedom from that is a possibility. Bish obviously hadn't watched my recent rants about like people encouraging people get off meds, eh? It's your life. I can't tell you what to do. But you're trying to. You're trying to tell me what to do by, you know, saying that I'm disdainful and spiteful and that my meds are wreaking havoc on my consciousness. Surely that implies that there's something you should think I should do, right? Not be that way is what you're telling me. Like, are you dumb? Are you fucking dumb? It's your life. I can't tell you what to do, despite this essay telling you what you should do and what to do. But for everyone struggling or grappling, and I mean, you can't legally tell me what to do. You don't have any actual power over me, but you certainly are trying to tell me what to do. For everyone struggling or grappling with these disorders, the most harmful thing you can do is cling to it and identify with it as part of you, which is simply not true. Alright guys, don't identify with any part of your disorder. Like, I certainly would agree, don't make your disorder your identity. Don't make your illness or your disorder or your autism or your quirk or whatever your entire identity. Your identity should be more faceted and well-rounded than that. But don't identify with it. Just pretend it doesn't exist. These cunts don't realise how dangerous their woo-woo bullshit is. By the way, the first teacher of human design was never a psychic. Not even close. He was a nihilist. Somebody doesn't know what nihilist means. He was a nihilist. That was his political look on life. That's what he wanted for the world. He wanted nihilism. Oh God, he was a nihilist. He wanted the end. He wanted the destruction of everything, the breakdown of all society, and the end of every facet of life as we know it. Oof, yikes. A nihilist and an atheist. Not in. I think she's just like, for her, atheist must be nihilist. She's probably some spiritual quack. Not interested in New Age stuff in the slightest. I mean, the creator of human design, I mean, he may have received the entire, like, knowledge of this shit from 2,600-year-old I Ching and divine messages he received through possibly drug-infused revelations that he had in India or something. Not interested in New Age stuff in the slightest. Where did you get that information from? Did you make it up? No, from his website, from the jovianarchive.org, you fucking dumbass shit. I didn't get it, like, I wasn't looking at small woo-woo people in this. Human design is huge, by the way. I will look at the Jovian archive this week, actually, and do a human design test this week. That will be tomorrow, because that will be fucking hilarious. It's like Myers-Briggs plus I Ching. If you know what I Ching is fortune telling. The original version of I Ching is you take a turtle, like a little turtle, like kill it, you know, rip it out, and then you'd very like carefully cut open the turtle shell. You'd write characters and runes on the various segments of the inside of the shell, and then you'd seal the shell back together with like horseshoe glue, horse egg tempera glue, and with that sealed shell, and these would cost a lot. This was like a prestigious version of fortune telling that generally only emperors and stuff had access to. Take said shell, smash it on the ground, and then you'd read the I Ching analyst would look at the characters and he would interpret and he would understand, and then that, to make it cheaper, was sort of like codified and simplified into just using sticks. You could use 50 sticks. And that was how, you know, peasants and commoners started practicing I Ching and spreading it around China. So it's 2,600-year-old fortune telling combined with a drug-infused revelation this guy had to replace the Myers-Briggs test. Fun time. Fun time. And you should stop your meds because of this test. Basically. Right? Did that message convince anyone? I'm working on a fanfic with Creepshow Art Associated and Grandad's Lounge, a hate triangle. I'm not going to do an I'm Alex and be like, oh my god, writing fanfics about me is just, it's so offensive, it's really triggering, just, you're not allowed to do it. Because, like the person you're writing about at the end of the day isn't actually me. It's a version of me that exists in a story in your head that you're putting into a pen, you know? Like, people are fucking stupid. After the company saw the owners found out, I'm sorry, I just can't find the story properly in the chat. Is he high? I'm jealous. I'm like, high? Am I high? Am I high? Not enough. Don't really get high anymore, not properly. I get a little bit stoned. But in general, just operational throughout the day. I like on stream, like what do I do? Smoke like a bong every hour, maybe every half an hour. It's about what I do in life. Bong every hour or so. You know, a couple more bongs before bed. It's what I do. Don't get stoned. Just don't let myself have PTSD flashbacks. As it turns out. Yeah. I'm a nice person, but this is ridiculous. I liked her a lot, but it was all logged. I can't even tell. Sorry, that's the. Wait, what? I'm so confused. You liked who? Wait. I had to put someone through a disciplinary and fire them for constantly scrolling. Oh, that person, right? Yeah, right. You liked. I'm a nice person, but this was ridiculous. I liked her a lot, but it's all logged, right? That was that story. And then Seawolf. Old workplace, nobody would have been sane if they couldn't use the internet. Our software for payroll was too fast for the numbers for the number of clients we had. Our software for payroll was too fast. Oh wow. Fridays were 8 hours of zero work. Heaven. After the company sold, the owners found out nobody had any work on Fridays, wondered why nobody told them. Wanted to be paid to do nothing that day. Yeah, why not just have a 3-day weekend and increase productivity on the other days? Yo, legit, everyone has had a work and school orgasm, right? School orgasm? No. That's a... that... No. Yikes. Yikes. Your school life sounds more fun than mine was. My school life was not that enjoyable, no. No. Tourette's dad. Cold turkey is no joke. Fuck that. Yeah. Oh, like I went cold. I did go to cold turkey on drugs when I stopped doing drugs, as I see it. Like I had a hefty MDMA and butane addiction. Like, yeah, the MDMA I'm happy talking about. The butane isn't something I generally like talking about because it's so fucking scummy and shitty and dirty, and it's not something I can ever talk about with like anyone ever. I've probably talked about it more with you guys on streams and shit than anyone else. Full stop. Other than my partner, because it's just something I'm so uncomfortable with admitting that I ever did. But I somehow quit MDMA and butane cold turkey. Don't know how, because they were both chemically addictive, and I had cannabis to deal with the withdrawals. Basically, cannabis is an amazing medicine. I sat to fire someone else's recording all the time and stole them by going to the toilet in a time and motion study and accidentally sent it to the department. Oops. Yeah, my firing from Old Mutual was like so legit, if that's the thing that people can get fired for, because like I went to the toilet a lot for very long, sit on the toilet, wheeze. Like, might have a poo, might not have a poo, just sit on the toilet 15 minutes, see what happens. Make more playlists, please. Yeah, I do need to like organize my content into better playlists soon. That's something I've been trying to do recently. In this day and age of smartphones, I was happy with the radio playing on the phone while working. Yeah, I was all my old jobs. So happy just having a radio playing. It's weird. Even that would be a luxury. Except when I used to work at one pub that I worked at with a radio station, the guy would put on was just the fucking worst shit ever. It was always like fucking the golden hour. This year hits from the 1971. This year hits from 1992. And it'd just be like the worst music ever. Because they were a really cheap radio station and they couldn't actually afford any of the actual good hits to play. So it was always really bad music, like the number 2s and 3s from really bad years in time for bad music, and then an ad break after every single song. And I don't know. I think he just had that radio station on to torture us kitchen bitches. ADHD is an insufficient one chemical. Meds help producing, basically. It's not healing. Yeah, you can't heal ADHD. You treat it whilst you take your medication, and you can learn some coping skills for aspects of it. But like your prefrontal cortex will not process messages in the same way that somebody without ADHD can process messages. Ever. The signal studied really heavily conclusively. Like you can see it on anyone with ADHD's brain that when they're unmedicated, part of the brain that should be sending signals just doesn't send those signals through correctly to the prefrontal cortex, which is our consciousness. Our conscious mind is the prefrontal cortex. So our subconscious is sending messages to it that either get through very slowly with genuine delays compared to regular people, or just don't go through. And it's why that thing with ADHD people, the average kid with ADHD is like told off like something like 300% more than like a regular kid in their life. It's so much more. It's a stupid number higher. I'm not going to try and even remember the number because it's stupidly higher. Dooley might remember it. Dooley, the number for how much more ADHD kids get told off growing up and stuff. And it's that like just pay attention. And it's like doesn't matter how much, even as an adult, you try to pay attention. If the thing you're listening to cannot neurologically send a signal to your prefrontal cortex without getting delayed, interrupted, or stopped altogether, you're never ever going to remember or be able to pay attention to the thing that you're meant to be able to remember or pay attention to. That's why medication is essential forever. It may not be when you get to certain stages in your life, like 50s, 60s, a lot of people find they're able to stop their ADHD medication just because they have so many other coping skills and abilities to cope with their life. You know, heal my trauma, but why? He's such a fun pet to have. Seriously. My religion's parents have made me go off meds so many times. I went cold turkey on Xanax and Escitalopram. Great fun. Yeah. Donatello, favourite Mutant Ninja Turtle. Here's the purple one, I think. I hear stop the meds, let Jesus take the wheel. I'm guessing what you read that. I don't know, it disappeared. Let Jesus heal you. So, yeah. Stop the meds, let Jesus heal you. Hey, somebody predicted I'd say Donatello. Wow. Oh, that was yours. Nice one. Donatello's great. My personality disorder is literally part of how I interact with this world. But just don't accept it. Just don't accept it. Don't accept it. Don't identify with any part of it. Refuse it. And instead, do I Ching, do fortune telling. Like, I don't. And combined with the Myers-Briggs test, I'm telling you, human design, auric healing is weird. You know, watch my old video on it. Definitely is like a heads up for tomorrow's shit, I think. Definitely watch that in the mucoid black videos. Hard to not make it part of your personality when you have a personality disorder. Don't know what you mean. I'm thankful that at least my parents avoided any churches that tried to teach faith not meds. Sure, there is science showing singing raises endorphins in the head, but it's not a cure for things. Yeah, it is why like gospel churches are proven to be like the best, healthiest, happiest churches ever, and it's why like nobody can visit a gospel church and not leave feeling kind of like vibing and jazzed up, because like singing and dancing in a crowd will raise your endorphins. Here in the UK, when we sing in churches, it doesn't raise endorphins unless you're just laughing. A friend's Catholic wedding, we had to sing Lord of the Dance. Lord of the Dance is fucking dark, guys. Like, we're there on the first page, you know, we're singing it, it's boring. Turn the page. And it must have been the third or fourth verse. It starts with, like, and they whipped me and beat me and hung me up to dry. And like, it's all about the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, and it's really, like, viscerally grim. It's a terrifying song. Take it easy, Eric. Peace out. I love my ADHD meds. Yep. Only time I don't love them is when it hits like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm like, wait, did I take my meds today? Oh shit, I forgot to take my fucking meds. That's the only time I don't like them. Or when it's like 4 in the morning and I'm like, why haven't you worn off yet? Like now. Only time I ever felt how I imagine normal people feel is when I was on ADHD meds, but my new psychiatrist gave me antidepressants that have made me sleep like 15 hours a day for the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Every now and then I sort of feel like I know how normal people feel, and then my inner monologue is like, shut up, Pete. This isn't how normal people feel. A normal person wouldn't have this voice talking at them, going, shut up, Pete. This isn't how normal people feel. Normal people wouldn't have this inner voice talking to them, going, shut up, Pete. And yeah, that's what my brain does, and then it will like loop that for hours. Ketamine. That was really funny for me when that would happen. Like keyholing plus repetitive intrusive voice plus that thing that makes me want to echolalia. Keyhole's crazy. Not good. Not good crazy. Just crazy. Bad crazy. But I called Tucky those ADHD meds and got sent to the hospital with some mixed bag, I guess. Yeah. Just don't fucking not take your meds, people. Take your fucking meds. Stay on your meds. Take your fucking meds. If you want to go off your meds for any reason, talk to your doctors. Talk to somebody. Fuck. Message the Discord or one of my videos saying, guys, I'm thinking about going off my meds. Is this a good idea? And most of us will be like, what are the reasons for it? Maybe not. Like, we're randos. We don't know you. And just as a general rule of thumb, probably not. Don't do a Kanye. Don't take yourself off your meds, guys. If you're going to do it with your doctor's supervision. If you don't have a doctor to supervise it, then don't do it, guys. If you're in America and the prices and shit and all that shit forces you to stop taking them because of how fucked your medical system is, well, shit, I feel sorry for you. But otherwise, don't take yourself off your meds, guys. Oh, like, yeah, I did temazepam. All the benzodiazepams, heroin derivatives. See, like, temazepam's like only is like 30 times the strength of an average benzo, and like only 3 times weaker than actual like heroin. Morphine's twice the strength of street heroin, I think. Something. No, half the strength of street heroin rather. And we've now got like drugs that are like 500 times the strength of heroin and stuff. It's terrifying. That they'll give to people. It's crazy. So there's plenty of stuff that still has cocaine and heroin in them, effectively. Some cool. I'm hating it because I specifically said I need something to help with my lack of motivation and getting tasks done instead of sleeping all the time. But were you not sleeping before? I don't know. Some called the song story of the Celtic god instead, though, and it was co-opted by Christians for music, and what we think is normal probably isn't. Wait, you're talking about Lord of the Dance there? I wouldn't be surprised. Pretty much everything in the UK that regards Christianity was co-opted from Celtic traditions. Like everything, literally everything. Celtic history, like, is so fascinating because it's such a wonderful mix of fact and fiction because of how Christians came in and were like, oh yeah, those fairy kings and those elven kings and those fairy spirits that you believed in, well, they were real. They were actual real kings. And our Lord Jesus Christ. Like, they did just this great job wherever they went. The Christians have been like, yeah, that is true. It's just, it was a bit more like this. And they just co-opted and consumed everywhere they went. I went off because I couldn't control my anger and couldn't get in contact with my doctor. That sucks. Has anyone ever taken Zolpidem? I saw a coconut grow out of nowhere and talked to me. Jesus. Yep, Lord of the Dance, and the normal one was you about us thinking we're normal like everyone went on meds. I take buprenorphine and morphine together, high dose. I wish I got any pleasant high from it, but I don't. I don't see why either is of use, to be honest. Because when people are in shitloads of pain, it's better than that, or when people are ridiculously insanely depressed, they will do anything. So many of the drugs that I abused when I was abusing drugs just shouldn't be abused. There's no real reason to abuse them, but you will abuse anything when you're in that place in your life. Would be my point on it, basically. It's so stupid. I hate it that people do abuse these drugs, but never judge the abuser, because not for them abusing drugs anyway. You know, you can judge them for other things, I'm sure, like they're also a murderer or something. But like, I will never judge anyone for their addiction ever, any chemical addiction that they may have ever, because they're all the same. I know some people put like needles are worse than sniff, sniff's worse than puff, blah blah blah, pills are worse than puff, but addiction is addiction. Like, it can all be damaging, it can all be destructive. Horse riding's more dangerous than any of them, so. Righty. We'll talk about weed shit, medical weed in the UK properly this week still. We'll talk about... I'll try and do that, and that work healing test tomorrow. We'll try and do both of them, but we'll see. But basically, the good news is, had my appointment, met the new psychiatrist. It's a really lovely chap. It's amazing talking to genuinely qualified doctors who know their shit. I like pineapple on pizza. I judge you for judging us pineapple pizza lovers. You can go fuck yourself. Yeah. So, be hopefully trying getting a... Well, I will be, hopefully, because they still got to go back to talk to his team. So I talked to a consultant psychiatrist who specialises in bipolar, trauma and PTSD. And he will be talking to a team of consultant neurologists and clinical psychologists, which is cool. I looked up everybody. They all have protected titles and the proof of what they are and insane qualifications. And I'm like, oh, this is why the NHS can't get any good doctors, because they're all private in the UK. Mental. Absolutely mental. I don't really believe there is an NHS, a real NHS for mental health services in the UK anymore. The NHS exists for colds, flus, and physical ailments and broken bones, but I don't think there is an NHS for mental health in the UK, not in reality, because you can't see a psychiatrist, you can't see a psychologist. All you will ever see is an unqualified therapist, or not even a counsellor, that actually see a therapist or a psychiatrist on the level that my American viewers always seem to just assume they're on. It does require going private here in the UK as well. It's crazy. Still the Christians' fault, I'm afraid, Carrie. Exactly. I see. I need to get some munch on me. Get another drink, because I've drunk all my drink. I'm dying of thirst. Thank you for watching. Thank you for donations and shit. I can't wait to check. Thank you so much. if you are in the Discord, aren't you? So let me know in there what colour name you want your name to be. Newbies in the Discord, I'll come approve you in a bit. I'm just gonna get a drink and stuff. Give me half an hour. If you take longer than that, just at me in the Discord, okay? And I'll get in there. And maybe next time I'll be glam and have my nails done properly. Might need to do a bit of Adam and Ant, or like Bowie. Might need to do like a Bowie look, or an Adam and the Ants look. That'd be sick. Right. Thank you all for joining, guys. Peace.